Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Power Network. I'm Amy. So, Hidden True Crime is showing us how you report true crime. Today, we're watching how a former reporter, a for realsy reporter, not these trial tourists we've got running around out here, and a real doctor report true crime and how credentials keep getting emphasized. We're looking at a Princeton graduate and a for realsy reporter covering crime, folks. This is how Hidden True Crime does it. I'm rolling the intro while the algorithm brings in the rest of the Power fam. Shout out to our replay crew. Love you, babies.
Cavalier's drumming his old guitar again. Words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. Hearing the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the
Here in the essence of gratitude, it's so good to be back here with my power crew again. I took a few days off. I think I got my connectivity issues fixed and also my audio. Let me know how everything sounds and looks and feels and all that good stuff. I missed all of you guys and it's good to be back. We're going to take a look at Hidden True Crime. We're back on that BS again. And we're going to take a look at, well, see, I had a really bad live a few days ago where my audio and I kept losing internet and it was just really bad. But it was the time when Lauren had done a Lauren on the scene reporting and had went to the LDS church and was doing all that bad reporting, and they had been deleting a lot of their comments, and that, I was trying to make that point, but that wasn't happening. So we're kind of going to combine that live with the recent back on Dr. Yawn, pulling him back up onto the stage and letting us know that he's a Princeton graduate, don't you know? So pay attention, class. So let me know. Does everything sound okay? I tested it and it sounded good to me. I did a quick test. I recorded myself, and so hopefully this fixes it all, and we're good. We're good. I missed everybody. Let me come over into chat and say hi. Hi, Carolina. Share if you know. I would, yeah, share. What do you know, Mabel Dragon? Don't gatekeep the info. Hi, Amy. I want to call you Amy Brat, but I know it's Army Brat. It's not. It's not about Amy. It's all about Amy. No, it's not all about Amy, but it's all about Amy. No, Army Brat, 1976. Good. I'm glad it sounds good. Kim, I missed you. I was just thinking today. I was hoping you would stop by. Yes, please hit that like button. Today we're coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you could just give us love on that platform that you're viewing us on, it helps us dance out into the algorithm and party out there, bring more people back. It's just a free way to help us out. He didn't get his PhD from Princeton. Well, I know people have dug into his background and he did scrub the internet, so it could be a mystery where our good doctor's from, but she wants us to know. It's Princeton, damn it. That's all you need to know. Stop asking questions. Mabel Dragon, if you're going to question them, you need to find the door and get out. No, wait. This is the place to be. Sorry. Sorry. I was cosplaying Lauren and Grayson for a moment there. Hi, Lindsay Hendricks. Woohoo! So good to see you. Hi to everybody else out there listening. So good to have you here. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it going. Some of his masters, I don't know when or where Princeton comes into play. According to the internet, he graduated from USC with his PhD. Is Hidden True Crime padding their credentials? I don't believe it. Say it ain't so. You probably have a bridge to sell me in the middle of the United States that has ocean front that covers the Atlantic Ocean, right? Because I'm in the market for something like that. At least the hidden gems are. Yeah. This is all alleged to you guys. This is all my research. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We have to say all of this because we urge you to go out there and do your own research. We're not here to make you think or believe one way or another. I can get a little snarky. I'm a Gen Xer. So, it is how it is. You don't have to agree with me. Just, don't be an asshole. And we'll be good. It'll all be good. It's all good. Um, it was always oh wait. I'm the early childhood John expert. He graduated from Princeton in 86 as a letterman. In 86? Wow. He was a very, very active football player, and I believe that's what drove him to Princeton. Geez, 86. He's older than I thought he was. But anyway, seriously, LM drops his credentials like blueberry hotcakes. Well padded. She keeps those like right in her what are those things? Those crossbody bags that she likes to wear. She keeps his credentials right next to his balls, right there in her little crossbody pack, and she pulls them out as needed. It's a lot of fun, but they're safe and snug in her crossbody. Okay, let me get myself out of the way and let's get into this mess. This mess. Okay. I think I spoke too soon. Hold on a second. I think I spoke too soon because now the mic is starting to do its thing. I just won't move as much. Okay. Over here on Hidden True Crime, they're picking the most salacious cases, and we all know that, right? So here they are talking about schizophrenia, addict, or psychopathy. And then, of course, in
When
the
you can't
title
resolve,
itself, she throws in Princeton psychology breaks down why Nick Rayner murdered. Like, she's just like throwing down the M word in the title now. YouTube algorithm be damned. I'm putting out the words. I'm putting out the M word. It's not going to be red rum. It's not going to be schmurdered. It's not going to be unalived. It's going to be murdered. She's going for it, you guys. But before we get to there, I did want to take us back to the day that she reported over here on this breaking live at scene, shocking shooting in SLC, suspect at large. I wanted to take a look at her. They have been really deleting and monitoring all of the commentary that comes across their page. It's got to be harmful for their channel, I would think, because, and also the amount of mental gymnastics it probably is taking them to moderate all that. It's just wild to me. They deleted one of their videos, but Jay, Every Day with Jay, managed to capture it. Lauren Matthias deleted live on LDS shooting misinformation station. So let's take a quick look at that.
Porter out of me. So
It's
is what we have right now.
She's literally right in front
I
of
keep trying to put the chat up onto the screen, but it's like gone. I hate when they rearrange things back here on StreamYard because I can't. It makes me feel like I'm being gaslit somehow because I know it was there and now it's gone. Maybe it was just a trial thing to be able to put it up on screen, but I liked that little feature. I really do want to switch my streaming platform, but I have tried to go over to Streamlabs and I just can't figure out the widgets and all of that. If anybody is knowledgeable in Streamlabs, I'm in StreamYard now. If you could email me and I'd be willing to like exchange something, some kind of something for helping me. I just I'm really unhappy with StreamYard. I know it was here and now it's not. But okay, anyway, here we go.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Kylie, mute me and watch this with
8
us.
people shot.
I was just muted. I'm gonna go get a laptop. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Police presence or helicopter presence. There, you can see the helicopter. Helicopter
What in the
overhead.
hell?
No suspect. The funeral. We spoke to someone that was family of the deceased as they were leaving, as well as another group of people leaving the funeral. So
She can strike all she wants.
the back.
It's fair use, baby. I'm talking.
There's the helicopter. So.
Wow, she was already there.
A lot going on back here.
I thought y'all were joking too. Look at her zooming in and shit. Look.
Let's just, okay.
She's the new JLR.
Behind.
Where's
She's
Grayson?
in the fence, trying to
Where's
get my
Grayson?
lens. You guys can see
Caw-caw, caw-caw.
what is going on.
Caw-caw,
And I had heard, not through official sources, but from people talking online that
So
it
this
happened.
is a funeral and she's going through the chain link fence saying, wow, there's so many cars here. I can't even understand. Why would there be so many cars? So many cars at a funeral? How many funerals have you been to, Lauren? I mean, not to be offensive, but you know, you like to talk about your brother who passed away. Weren't there a lot of cars at his funeral? I mean, just about every funeral that I've been to, there have been a lot of cars. So yes, there were a lot of cars at a funeral.
In the back parking lot.
Amazing reporting. She's a for realsy reporter. This is how it's done, folks. This is how it's done.
Hold on.
From the looks of things that I am seeing, that seems
Good morning,
Very-
everyone.
likely.
There's a shooter on the loose, Lauren.
Let's see what else we can get. I'll get a different
Nope, we're just starting.
view soon.
I thought you guys were joking.
Going. There is no tent set up though, as often that happened.
Why do you think she left up one of them? Because the one that she did leave up still has misinformation on it. And when you come down here into the comments, which I mean, the comments are gold. I think they're getting so many negative comments that they can't even keep up with them. But here's one where Al allegedly said, "You told law enforcement you were with the press. I thought you lived in Vegas. Do you work in SLC now? I'm confused." Um, Taking a person to primary children's does not mean it's a child. It could just be other hospitals couldn't handle another ambulance. It's called diversion. And someone said it could also mean that there was a child at the scene who was not a victim but needed to be seen by medical professionals for reasons related to the incident and their presence. Even days later, very little information has been released. This is so very sad. So they're leaving up like comments that are just kind of like, you know, I had somebody down in my comments on a video. Christina put out a recent video, and over on her TikTok, she put out a video with audio.
One of the first.
Hold on a sec. With audio on the group chats. This is the moment where she confronted Lauren on her shit talking, and she was recording in Arizona, and it was legal. It is a legal thing to record there. And this is her recent video that she put out. But people were even mentioning in the comments about over here.
Things I decided to process and really tackle head on was April 9th, almost the start of all of this. Arizona is a one-party consent state, and I did not film her. I also did not record in an area where I was not able to record. Did I view her as a safe person at this time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Would you? I also felt the need to record it because, in my opinion, she has a tendency to misrepresent facts. With that said, here are some pieces I thought I would share.
I was an absolute loser without a podcast. Being overweight, depressed. My husband wasn't going to work. I loved him. I had my husband. You know what I mean? But like, I was an extrovert and like, I had nothing. Okay. And I made it up. But like, and we had a group chat where we talked shit, and it became the culture. And
no, honestly, like this sounds so stupid, but like I'm married to someone that's not LDS. I'm not going to church. I don't know what's normal, like, and so like my friends growing up, we didn't talk about that. I wasn't that person before that. I can constantly say that. Like once people said about me growing up, like Lauren never gossiped. I know. Lauren never gossiped. My young woman teacher was like, I was always service oriented. Like this is who I thought I was. I'm feeling lost. I haven't turned 37. My dad's been put in my big born. John's not doing well. We're suffering from injuries. I don't have fun. Like I lost identity, and I met these are funny. And I put all my eggs in that basket, and they were shit talked, and it was funny, and it made me giggle. And I started participating, and it was for 5 years of shit talking. 5 years.
One of the first things
I wanted to play that in full, and now I want to go through it and say my comments on this. So this is the video. This is where she confronted Lauren on her shit talking, and this is what Lauren had to say about it because,
in my opinion, she has a tendency to misrepresent facts. With that said, here are some pieces I thought I would share.
And she pointed out that the reason she recorded this was that Lauren has and we have seen this time and time again, that she misrepresents the facts and or she twists them. And this is what, a borderline personality, or this is just my opinion. I'm not in any way diagnosing her, but she has strong borderline personality traits. They will do this over and over again. They will twist the facts to suit their needs. you know. They do those type of things. And so she recorded herself for her own safety and sanity. And sometimes it comes down to that with these type of people.
Absolute loser without a podcast. Being overweight.
Okay, so she's saying that she was just a mom and she was overweight and she had yawn, like she had like the bump on a log yawn, who, you know, didn't want to do anything, and she was like 37 and she was a new mom, but she was an old mom, and but you know, she was an extrovert but married to this boring introvert, and yeah, it was all so exciting for her.
Depressed. My husband wasn't gonna work. I loved him. I had
My
no
husband wasn't gonna work? What does that mean? He wasn't gonna work? I thought it was that he couldn't work, Lauren. He wasn't gonna work? Interesting. Little slip of the tongue there.
husband. You know what I mean? But like I was an extrovert and like I had nothing. Okay. And I married this time. But like, and we had a group chat where
Wait, and I married a friend?
we had a group chat where we just like, and we had a group chat where we just, and I married this time. But like,
And I married, it sounded like she said a good friend there. And I married a good friend. Like, oh, is there no romantic love in there?
and we had a group chat where we talked shit and it became a culture. And
It's right there. She talks shit. She says, I'm a shit talker. We did it. It was fun. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was good times. Over here on Reddit, someone pulled this up that I thought was interesting. This was the moment I realized that Lauren has been a gossipy person her entire life.
I make a joke. Why am I always the last to know? Well, Victoria, it's because you live in a bubble. Like, if there's gossip at work, like, I didn't know this.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I know people like you. I'm one of the first to know. No, just kidding.
What, Lauren? You know people like her that don't gossip, but you're one of the first to know? That's not what you were saying over with Christina.
Why?
Yeah, I know people like you. I'm one of the first to know. No, just kidding. I'm like, tell me more. I'm here.
I make a joke. Why am I always the last to know? Well, Victoria, it's because you live in a bubble. Like, if there's gossip at
And Victoria, that's interesting. Wasn't Victoria Dr. Yawn's thought experiment?
work, like, I didn't know this.
Yeah, you're just.
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I know people like you. I'm one of the first to know. No, just kidding. I'm like, tell me more. I'm here.
Yeah. That's what Lauren is. She likes to represent herself one way, but she's completely different.
Honestly, like something stupid, like I'm hearing someone that's not LDS. I'm not going to church. I don't know what's normal, like, and so like my friends.
What does that mean? He's not a LDS. He's not in the church. I don't know what's normal. Oh, what? That's really confusing, because you know exactly what's normal, and you know that you're a backstabber. You know you like to talk shit. You said it. You said it.
We didn't talk about that. I wasn't that person before that.
But you just said you were. We just watched it. You just said it. You said you're the first to know. The first, not the last, not the second, the first.
I just want to say that, like, once people said about growing up, like, Lauren never gossiped. I know. Lauren never gossiped.
Also, I love talking in third person because I think it's so psychotic and funny. I think it sounds crazy. So sometimes I don't mind sounding crazy because, like, I admit that I'm a little crazy. So sometimes I will talk about myself in the third person. But I think it's so funny that here Lauren is talking about herself in the third person. Okay, Lauren.
Like, I was always sure before I knew, like, this is who I thought I was. I'm feeling lost. I haven't been at 37. My dad's been Cleveland when we were born. John's not doing well. We're suffering financially. I don't have fun. Like, I lost.
So John's not doing well. They were suffering financially. COVID is hitting. And then they blow up with hidden true crime. This is one of those, I think, also one of those scenarios where somebody gets a little fame, a little fortune, and they lose touch with reality. They don't, they no longer are touching grass. They just fly so far off reality that, because were they ever touching reality to start with? I guess we have to ask ourselves that. But it seems like it's one of those things where a mean girl who was made fun of, she said she was overweight. She in her Mormon story, she never sounded very popular, She said she didn't have a lot of friends. So here is somebody who was probably made fun of that got herself a little bit of fame and fortune, and she turned into a mean girl.
And I met these fine. And I put all my eggs in that basket, and they were shit cocked, and it was funny. And it made me giggle, and I started participating, and it was 5 years of shit cocked. 5 years.
So that is a little recording that we got recently from Christina. I will put the link down there in the YouTube show notes. I'll put the links to everything that we view down in the YouTube show notes. I do this for fair use as well to cite our sources. Everything that we talk about today is my own opinion, and we urge you to go out there and do your own. Everything's alleged. And we have to say all of this because hidden true crime is a sneaky little one. So I did a few days ago go down into hidden true crime and hidden true crime and recorded some of the comments just because I knew that they would be deleting comments, and there were some ones where they were awful snarky. They were really snarky. She was fighting back, them were fighting words. They're not deleting as many. She is starting to fight back a little bit, but here were some of the comments.
Hey everyone. All right, we're live. I am live outside of the LDS Chapel in Salt Lake.
I'll silence that. So these were some of the comments that they had. Can you help me understand which specific details you believe differed from what other local reporters were sharing as the story was unfolding in real time? Information evolves during developing situations, and understanding that distinction would help me address your that was her reply. Somebody had said to her, hold on. This feels like a case of live reporting outpacing verified facts in situation involving violence, speculation, and incorrect details do real harm. Live coverage carries responsibility. Sharing incorrect details from an unfolding crime scene undermines trust and can escalate fear. Accuracy should come before speed. And then Hidden True Crime says, can you help me understand which specific details you believe differed from what other local reporters were sharing? As the story was unfolding in real time, information evolves during developing situations, and understanding that distinction should help me address your concern. And then they said, oh, pick me. I can point out one huge piece, this other person said this, of information you got wrong. You repeatedly stated there was an arrest. We saw you ask 2 police officers, and they did not confirm the man in cuffs was the suspect. Horrible job at reporting live from an active scene. You also stated 8 suspects at one point. I have video proof of these events, so don't try and dispute them. Maybe you can collab with Dolly Vision next time. Of course, they were deleting these really fast, so they're not there. Some of them are still there. They're, like I said, they're getting a little more ballsy about leaving some things, and they're also replying to some things. But here someone said, I am from SLC, Utah. I cannot believe the violence everywhere in this country now. Very sad. And then need stricter gun laws. Agree, long overdue. So some people are just going on like they don't even know. I've told you over and over again, they don't even know that Hidden True Crime is in this drama because they are moderating their stuff so heavily. And this person says, I'm confused. At the press conference, they said that there were no children and that they were all adults. And they also said there were no suspects under arrest. This is very confusing video that you were putting out, totally opposite of what they said at the press conference. Please explain. And then, you know, the hidden gems are in full force often. And they said, you are confused because you failed to see that her on the scene first reporting was a day before you decided to leave your day later remark. They are confused because HTC took down the first video that Lauren stated that a child was shot, presumably because someone was taken to the children's hospital. She also stated that the suspect, as she states, with longish brunette hair in her 40s, was arrested in front of her even after police said no arrests made. And then Hidden True Crime comes in and says, this was early on. We were hearing reports of a victim being sent to primary children's. While we now know all victims are adults, it's still unclear if any were sent to primary children's, as they can sometimes happen if a victim is younger adult or hospitals don't have room. As of this morning, law enforcement stated people were detained for questioning, which we saw one person being taken by police while... Hold on. I must not have been reading that one. Shoot. Okay. But as you can see, she's in here fighting back. Fighting back mad. She's on edge. I think in her latest live also, people were saying that she seems, you know, a little tipsy, like on the juice, and they were like, who's on the juice? Like, just like a hidden gem, when, you know, she seems a little like tipsy, and they're like, who are you talking about? And she's like, Lauren, I'm talking about Lauren. No, not our Lauren, not Lauren. But people are leaving funny comments. I can hear and see you, Lauren. And I just think that they are getting so many comments now at this point that they can't even keep up with them all, right? Like, who's doing it like overnight? Who's monitoring all the comments? Do they shut off their comments at night? Can you do that? Can you shut your comments off at night and pick it up in the morning when somebody's awake to monitor shit? I wonder. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hi, Dr. Vonda K. Lauren Matthias has a 9-hour live stream about my stalker and how she felt threatened, but runs into a live shooter on the loose, right? 2 words, hot mess. She needs a vacation in a padded room. So in my latest short that I did, some of her gems were in my comments, and some of them didn't even know. There was somebody who left a comment and they didn't even know that Lauren, hold on. They didn't even know that Lauren, let me find it in here. They didn't know that Lauren was doing that. It was just this thing that I popped up here, and they were asking about like what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about, and unless they deleted it. Oh, yeah, right here. Billy 3054 says, I watch her. What's going down? And I really appreciate you guys that replied to them being a, decent person and not being a jerk. Like, I know, like, we see that Hidden Gems are jumping on people for just asking questions, and it was really nice of you guys not to jump on this person. Allegedly said, talking crap about victims, doxing Kay Woodcock's daughter, Kresha, exploiting victims. Where shall we begin? And this person just said, thank you. And then some said, stop watching. And I mean, but it was all just a very decent conversation. And I really appreciate that. But see, and that's why I won't stop. That's why I have no plans in stopping, because of all the moderation, heavy moderation that they do on their channel. I truly believe that a lot of these people don't know what's going on. So let's get into the latest reporting that she's been doing, Dr. Yawn and Lauren did. But before we get into that, I want to take like just a little quick break, shake off this negativity, because I want to get into some ha ha ho ho, because Dr. Yawn sort of drives me crazy, and he's a new level of stress. Because for those that don't know, I have my BA in Psych Soc. I was a social worker for many years. I'm an ex-social worker. I don't do that anymore. I have autoimmune issues. So I don't do that anymore. It's too stressful for me. But so Olup has some new music out for our enjoyment, and I thought we would have a listen to her latest musical. This one's Trisha and Grayson paint a narrative for HTC, the musical.
With Lauren all the time. I mean, this tore Grayson apart too. She went through it with them, and it affected her, and it changed her. Grayson is coming on our live stream to talk about her journey and what happened. Everybody, please welcome Grayson. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm good. It's been a really long, it's been a long 6 months.
And that's how long this has been going on, is 6 months, right?
Yeah, it kind of started in April. It really started really awfully in June. And it's been kind of just accelerating since then. It's gotten really scary. Before I say much, I do want to say that I don't speak for Lauren. I don't speak for Hidden True Crime. I'm here on my own accord. This is me, this is my opinions. Just like the stalker's attorneys wanna claim free speech, when there's in fact a lot of things going on there that aren't free speech. I'm using my First Amendment right tonight to talk about what I've been through, what I've witnessed Lauren go through. I believe it was April 9th. Lauren was confronted in the courthouse by the stalker, who let her know that her private messages were being released, and they were horrible. We went into the courtroom, we were proceeding as normal, and she was like, I gotta go, I can't do this. I remember seeing her break down in the elevator in a way I never seen her break down before. So we went back to our house, and then that kind of catapulted. It kind of just ramped up after that. In June, I was told people wanted Lauren's head on a platter, and then I started being filmed consistently at court. It's very uncomfortable, it feels threatening. Most days I'd have to start to kind of find somewhere more private for us to sit as it escalated, so that way she could do it. Because it just became uncomfortable for her and felt threatening. Making statements to people very high in our industry about Lauren. People had called us, people have called me. Lauren would film because she was being filmed, and it was escalating, it was scary. And again, I wasn't there for that. I believe I caught the end of her talking to the bailiff because I couldn't find her, and I went and looked for her because by this point I was getting a little bit worried about some safety concerns. And they seemed to just escalate over time. They were very veiled threats, very kind of vague, but very much so controlling, right? Like you're causing somebody fear. You're essentially in a way, like blackmailing them.
And so, yeah, I don't necessarily know where we want to go from here.
You know, I picked the wrong time to quit doing drugs. I swear to God.
Trisha! Trisha! Oh, Trisha. So I love Alep's musicals. She takes their own words and puts it to music. It's fabulous. We will put the links down in the YouTube show notes. Go check her out, or them. I think it's a woman. I don't know. I check them out. We love them. And yeah, lots of fun. Okay, so we're going to get into talking about Lauren and their latest. Hold on, let me get that off the screen. Their latest live, but we're going to use Jolene's video. She went over it, and she did some took some artistic liberties and altered it to fit Lauren's head a little bit better. So we are going to go and use Jolene Lunzer's. She's a comedian that has been covering this. There were people over on Reddit that I'm not the only one that noticed that Lauren can Lauren be any more performative? Everyone else is laughing at Nepo legacy babies who got in for sports, and she puts in schizophrenia, addict, or psychopathy. Princeton psychologist breaks down why Nick Rayner murdered. So she wants us all to know that, it's Princeton. And this person that posted it says, I give this marriage 3 years at most. After what we just heard, what she shared with Christina in that audio, saying that she married her friend, yeah, probably 3 years. Right now, I think they're trauma bonded. So they're fighting, but they're still trauma bonded. I think he's going to wake up and realize that our Lauren turd burned the castle down and the keys. I was afraid of that. I'm not on Reddit, so I haven't seen it, but I felt compelled to tell you when I saw you in chat to tell you the full truth matters. I appreciate you. I don't know what happened. I know that there was some things over on Reddit that they got a warning. So Reddit, they're monitoring everybody's post because I believe Hidden True Crime, and this is just my opinion, is trying to take that Reddit forum down. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. What did people turn on you for, though? I got destroyed on Reddit for that. I had to take a break. Well, I know that people are being monitored over there because Hidden True Crime issued a warning, and it's really easy to get a Reddit taken down. So they're trying to control the snark, but I don't know what happened. Okay, so we're gonna use Jolene's, but this is the original the original was it alive or what was it? Oh yeah, it was alive. So, okay. Dr. John must have been so uncomfortable having to do a live like that.
And enjoying what they're doing. Dr. John just likes to talk. Lauren, I don't know what's going on with her, but people are in the comments. I was watching the live chat and I was watching comments get deleted because people were like this person talking about how Lauren.
Hold on, I gotta refresh this really quick.
Valentine sweater on it.
Okay.
Looks like. All right. And I started watching like, okay, let me just see if there's anything good here. Oh, yeah, there was. Okay. So we're going to roast part of it because we just have to. It is so clear that these two, in my opinion, are not having any fun, enjoying what they're doing. Dr. John just likes to talk. Lauren, I don't know what's going on with her, but
I think Lauren has to talk him into coming onto this and doing his job. I really think she has to yell and scream and fuss at him because I don't think he wants to be in front of the people, in front of the crowds right now. I think he's very uncomfortable.
People are in the comments.
But he does like to talk, so that's how she gets him in. She gets him in with his books and he with a little bit of friendship, rubbing.
I was watching the live chat and I was watching comments get deleted because people were like this person talking about how Lauren is tipsy. This is Rebecca person says she's deaf tipsy, no judgment. And Hidden True Crime got back to her and replied, and they were like, because Lauren and Gray Bay were in the live chat. And they were like, who's tipsy? And she's like, Lauren.
So it must have been a pre-recorded because you can pre-record things and then play it through as a live chat. And so I'm guessing that it wasn't live. So he didn't even have to go live. He just pre-recorded it because I don't think we're going to get Dr. Yawn live for a while. Do you? I don't think he can mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually handle the crowds, the peoples, the non-gems.
And they're like, no, Lauren, I have only drank water this whole podcast. Okay. Interesting that you say during this podcast, but what did you have before? Because it looked like her and John might have had a little bit of fun and she had a little bit too much fun. Because when we've watched Lauren lately, she's like, you like, it looks a little, allegedly, obviously, we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt for fun because we are fun people and we like to have a fun time. Okay. But it looks like
we like to have some funsies for realsies. But I think that Lauren, at this point, it can't be any kind of Botox or any kind of whatever because that can only last for so long. You know, it does, your face does loosen up after a second, after, a fresh thing of Botox. So at this point, I'm guessing. And I'm guessing it's still not a flare up. I'm guessing if it was MS, it's not a flare up still. So I'm guessing she might be dipping towards the pregame. She's pre-gaming, and she's got Dr. Yawn in on the pregame. So that's just my opinion. That's what I'm guessing. What are you guys guessing?
she's on something. Something's going on. Some kind of party has happened. All right. She was yawning during this. The looks they give each other when they're not talking is like, oh my God. If me and my husband look at each other like that, we straight to therapy, not Dr. John. Okay. Not any weirdo Jody Hildebrandt, Dr. John therapy, like real therapy from real therapists. Okay.
Okay.
Not cuckoo pants.
Hold on.
But it was
I'm
like,
going to stop and read what you're saying, Kylie. And in regards to the person that everyone was getting mad at me about, I was actively still trying to connect the dots that day because I had misunderstood and thought that she had already been independently confirmed. And it's hard to explain what I'm using as my tools, but I would have gotten into that part where that woman was still alive. I just haven't gotten to that yet. I don't know what is this the church, the funeral reporting that we're talking about, and everything that I was speculating about still stands. Even if it isn't the woman, I still believe that his parents are more than likely professionals that put a lot of pressure. Oh, we're talking about Dr. John. Okay. Well, I don't think people should jump on other people for hashing out ideas. I really don't. Like, people are, I wouldn't even be jumping on Lauren's reporting if she hadn't made such a big deal about her being a for realsy reporter. Like, I'm all for people can make mistakes as long as you correct yourself. Like, but she won't even correct herself, which is so freaking weird. Like, she's standing 10 toes down on her bad reporting at that funeral. But I mean, I wouldn't even come down heavy on somebody for getting things wrong and a split second report if they had come back and corrected themselves, and if they hadn't called me a trial tourist and herself a for realsy reporter, right? If there were certain things that had happened in this world, she would get more of a pass. But this woman doesn't get a pass from me because she is who she is and is doing what she's doing. And I don't believe that like, they are so heavily moderating their crap that a lot of people don't know. And they do have the benefit of the crowd. They have over 300 subscribers, right? So
tipsy, obviously, allegedly, them snow covered, allegedly. So let's watch a little bit of this because I had too much fun with this. And I made a couple little edits. We're transforming, fair using, all the thingsing. I will also put the link to the video if you want to watch it in the description because I'm not a hater and I'm not going to stop someone's bag, even though a lot of people think your bag really stopped. But yeah, so Sandy Mars, like, what in the benzos is going on here? What in the wine?
We're living in a era where people are jumping all over each other for the littlest infraction, and they don't really even see that they may be committing that same infraction somewhere in their lives. And I think we need to loosen up our grip on things a bit and scale it back to ourselves, our family, taking care of that and looking at that first before we jump too heavily on other people's shit. I wouldn't have even jumped on this if our Lauren hadn't brought it to us in a 9.5 hour live, and we see that she is one of those people that has been laying this on our society in a way that is like, she literally wanted to put a mother of 4 on a tether and in prison. Like, that's serious. If it wasn't that serious, then maybe I would back off on it. But she's dangerous. And if maybe 10 years ago, maybe we wouldn't be sitting here questioning. I don't think we would. People weren't deep diving other people in this way. They were just taking people at their word. And you can't do that anymore. You can't, because you've got these psychopath crazy people out here doing this kind of BS, and you have to check them. But it's a fine line. We really have to, like, not jump on the people that are trying to just hash things out with their fellow people. Like, I'm really sorry that happened to you, Kylie. I'm just, you're just trying to hash things out and figure it out. And I just urge you to keep doing it. Like, I get needing to take a break, but don't take away your knowledge. Don't let people take your shine away from the world just because they can't, they're in an old way of jumping on people for, the same things that they're probably doing. Just take back your power and don't let them do that to you. But I do get taking a break, but I hope you come back soon.
panagragio or a habenzo or a mixture, or I don't know. Maybe she takes the melatonin early, or maybe Dr. John is just that boring that you seem tired and intoxicated at the same time. Okay.
You're terrible,
I mean,
Muriel.
he's very boring.
Bored now.
He's again
So
wearing one of his
boring.
zip ups. Let me share it with you guys. His little zip up sweaters, and that are just choking him. And he is just.
But he does look like he's losing some weight. He looks like he got a fresh tone on the comb over. She's wearing her Valentine's Day sweater, as Jolene put it. She looks like she's, well, you know. she looks like she's been into the Botox or something, and yeah.
Just choking his chicken to talk about page 576, back in 1776. I looked this up. And
I
just
can't believe he graduated in 1986.
quote after quote, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all speculation. It seems yucky.
How old does that make him? I mean, that's gotta, like, 86, that's gotta make him, like, college? Are we talking college or high school that he graduated in 86? Because, okay, so college, that's like, well, he's a boomer. John is a boomer. I thought he was a Gen Xer, maybe, but he's a freaking boomer. John's a boomer.
Coming from them, knowing what we know about them, especially, it's just bleh. No sinky. Okay. So let's take a look. I got about 51 minutes here because honestly, I couldn't stand the beginning. I mean, it's all, they're boring, but we're going to make it fun. So let's have some fun, you guys. Sound off in the comments and let's see what these two lovebirds have to say.
The substance abuse, that let's say that he had schizophrenia, and let's say he was using methamphetamines. Did the methamphetamines exacerbate any symptoms of schizophrenia he had? Or was it the other way around? Was he hallucinating because he was doing too much methamphetamine? Right? I don't know. This gets very confusing.
Okay, so he's not a boomer. He's 57, but I don't know. He's got boomer traits.
So right away, he's getting into Nick Reiner, drug use, schizophrenia.
The negative boomer traits, I should say. He's got some of the negative boomer traits because there's some really great boomer traits. And I really get along well with boomers. I love boomer humor. They're really funny, but I like millennial humor too. So, but he's got the negative boomer traits.
It's confusing. They don't know anything, literally nothing. No one knows anything. They're just going to keep draining the same dry well to cash in on this, knowing that it is a topic that is trending. No integrity, no. So the money's just falling on them. And the body language throughout, yes. I mean, Lauren's body language is just like, get me out of here. All right. And I don't blame her. Liz, thank you so much for the 1999. Says, because the party colors landed on someone's outfit. Lauren was having a party, but the whole time she's like, and you can just watch her zoning out, almost falling asleep. She'll be yawning. She leans forward. She's writing notes to Gray Bay. Like, let's keep going, you guys. I was watching this like, holy shit. Like, literally, I don't want to give them advice because they don't deserve my advice. However, at this point, just film in two separate rooms. You two being next to each other is, I'm distracted.
I think the reason they started filming together is because we were all questioning, like, why do they film apart? Why are they doing that? And now we know why they film apart.
How uninterested Lauren looks and how mad he looks anytime Lauren talks. They don't need to be next to each other. It's at this point, it's just distracting. And if the co-host is bored by it, well, I guarantee the audience is going to be bored by it unless they're using it for their nighttime sleepy ASMR or something.
Or
very
we
confusing.
could use it as our nighttime sleepy
and Lauren does that thing again where she's just like, whatever he says, very confusing. Yeah. She just repeats, she just parrots the last thing. Yeah. As he goes through his printout MapQuest directions from his books and licks his lips.
We have some things to think about.
That part is I have to play that one more time because I stopped it and I need to just let it play through that because it's so awkward. It's so fucking awkward, you guys.
Amphetamines exacerbate any symptoms of schizophrenia he had? Or was it the other way around? Was he hallucinating because he was doing too much methamphetamine? Right? I don't know. This gets very confusing.
Yeah.
There are people, you know how there's channels that call out MLMs now. There are people that are moving over to like the paranormal, the psychics, the true crime field, and they're calling out the whole like with paranormal there's a woman that calls out psychics and how they read people, and because she grew up in a family of psychic grifters, and she has moved over to true crime, and she has started calling out true crime or YouTubers, like the larger ones that have the millions, that are making up the stories, or they're doing the scripted stories and putting in false information. There's a few that of them that are putting out the false information, and even the families are asking them to correct the information, and they're still not correcting it. And it reminded me directly of Hidden True Crime and our Kresha and the Lori Vallow case and that family, because that family it's kind of gone sour with them, although it seems to me like Hidden True Crime used the Vallow Daybell content as their bread and butter over on Reddit. They showed that it makes up 45% of the entire video catalog. So it's just cracks me up that Jolene has the money floating behind them. And but look at all of this. 45% of their entire video catalog makes up Vallow Daybell. And it's interesting because Jay for Justice, or Every Day with Jay, said that, you know, the Vallow family could request that they take down everything that had to do with their family. And can you imagine if they made them do that? They would lose 45% of their entire video catalog. So to me, it is all about the money. And it's very funny that she has money just falling from the sky here.
Very confusing. Right. But we have some things to think about. It's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
So let's dig a little deeper into this. So that's a little bit of the research. There's a lot more research on this topic, by the way, we'll be digging into, but TMZ reported a couple of interesting things. So TMZ reported.
He takes these long ass pauses. She's like, and then her awkward looks into the camera like she's Jim from The Office, but like not funny or entertaining or likable. It's crazy. It's like she's Devil Jim from The Office. And she's like, Lauren, are you crying out? Do you want us to help you? Do you want us to save you from this sweatered man? Like what's happening here? What's going on? And why, if we have all of these subscribers and we got, you know, we're building this house, it's going to have studios, can Grayson not put up any media on the screen? I mean, literally, most of us are out here raw dogging it, doing it ourselves. This is a pre-record that can be edited so much better. And you could actually zoom in on the person who's talking when these awkward moments happen, unless they're like trolling us or something. And you can also put media up of the things you're talking about to make it more interesting. But right now it's just two boring people.
Yeah, it's just very basic edits. And it just shocks me that she has a producer that is doing the editing. Like, there could be so much more. How much more do you think? Like, you know, Greg Bay is paying attention. So I'm sure we're going to be getting some edits too, because we did get them side by side in the same room. So it'll be interesting to see the new edits that we get. Or will Grey Bay be on our way out?
Who don't like each other, sitting there blabbing about nothing. And I'm just, what, Grayson, how are you do something at this point? Like, this is not, are you going to put this in your portfolio when they
do something with yourself,
throw you under the bus for the last time and blame you for everything and fire you? Is this going to be like, look what I did? And they're going to be like, oh, okay. So you had like no edits except for the ghost edit and you put up no media and you did nothing. It is so boring. Like, you guys should have made enough money to invest back in.
I mean, look at us. We're bare bones and we're managing to put up some media to present what we're showing and moving stuff around. Granted, I don't do it as well as Jolene does it, but I mean, I don't have a producer, and I haven't been doing it as long as these people have, and I'm striving to get better, right? But this just seems like we're back at the kitchen table. What happened to the studio at Gray Bay's apartment? Why can't Dr. Yawn make a trip to the studio? Like, I got questions. Why can't he get his tushy on the orange couchy? Why?
Your channel. That's kind of what people do when they want to be successful and put out quality content. But I mean, obviously, we've watched Lauren's live reporting on the scene, and it's definitely not quality. It seems they just want some quantity or something. But this is, if you look at most podcasts, or like it just, if you watch like Rotten Mango, and she put up media and things, and she's got different camera angles. You can't have two like, I just don't understand why do you have to share a microphone? Why are we sharing a microphone?
Yeah, I don't understand the sharing of the microphone, and why not more? Because you could be doing so much better. Like, you could be putting money into your quality. But okay.
Why aren't we in a studio? Why don't you separate a little bit? I think you both would enjoy it. I don't understand what's happening here. But you look at other channels who are far more successful, and you should kind of maybe head that way. I don't know. I don't know why I'm giving them advice. But it was just like so disappointed.
You know they're going to be doing this next, Jolene, so stop. Just zip it. Zip it. But yeah, it is. Why aren't you doing this? It's just, it was like when we watched them with Jerry. Was it, let me think of his last name. Is it Vallow? Jerry Vallow? The brother. And she was sitting side by side, and there was this little card table in front of them that they had the mic fixed to, and they're sitting side by side like this, but even more in a drastic side by side, so they weren't even looking at each other. Like, who does these setups? I imagine Gray Bay is there. Gray Bay, did you go to school? Any kind of broadcasting? Like, I don't know.
If I had this many subscribers and was pulling in the money they're pulling in, I would have much better equipment, much better setup. And me and my husband wouldn't be sitting next to each other sharing a microphone.
Well, and look at her setup is already better than their setup. Her mic, you can tell, is way better than their mic.
Showing clear disdain for one another.
That there was the diagnosis of schizophrenia, that he had a medication change, and that he was, quote, out of his head and acting more aggressively a few weeks before the murder, right? They reported that. There is, by the way, an interesting story by...
Like, you could, when he goes, this is a pre-record. Like, obviously I'm live, and we're all going to make little noises and stuff. It's, we have these things, and some people get annoyed with it, and some people don't notice it, but you can edit this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
You have every opportunity to do that, but you do nothing. And there's John just smacking his lips, sorting through his papers, while Lauren looks fucking depressed. What is going on here?
Had a medication change, and that he was, quote,
out of his... She looks like she's like tied to the chair and being forced to be there.
His head and acting more aggressively a few weeks before the murder, right? They reported that. There is, by the way...
But she does look like she also is about to fall off the chair. She doesn't look like she's sitting straight up.
An interesting story by...
She was annoyed by that noise. Look how she looked right at the camera.
Another.
Like, she is so sick of him.
And that he was, quote, out of his head and acting more aggressively a few weeks before the murder, right? They reported that. There is, by the way, an interesting story by...
There was another
cinematographer that was very...
Oh, he's back to doing that. Remember when he was hiding his face when he needed to do the lickety-loo?
No, John, keep that tongue in your mouth, okay? Can you not train yourself to keep that lizard tongue in your mouth?
An interesting story by...
It's like a broken tongue. It only goes out like...
I don't like mouth things. I just...
But I go, what's the point of it?
His name is Barry Markowitz.
Okay.
He was one of Rob's closest friends and longtime collaborators. He actually stayed with the Reiners.
How big her head is.
He stayed with the Reiners for 5 days.
Barry Markowitz.
Like, within 2 weeks of the murders, he stays with...
Lauren, no one's going to think you're sober. Barry Markowitz. Okay, Barry Markowitz. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. No, I'm here. I'm clear, and I drank all your beer. Get used to it. Okay, I'm here. Barry Markowitz. Go ahead, Barry Markowitz. Look, I mean, just the stuff these are supposed to be professionals. This is a man who says,
You know what I thought about the other day? I feel like Jolene looks like what Lauren would have looked like if she hadn't gotten all this surgery, because I feel like they look a little bit alike, but Jolene doesn't look crazy. Like she doesn't have that crazy look that Lauren has, but if Lauren hadn't done what she did to her face, I think they would have looked a lot alike.
he's a professional psychologist. This is a woman who says she's a professional journalist. Okay. Where is the professionalism? What is going on here? Okay. Barry Markowitz.
An interesting story by a cinematographer that was very close to Rob Reiner. His name is Barry Markowitz.
Okay.
He was one of Rob's closest friends and longtime collaborators. He actually stayed with the Reiners.
Okay.
He stayed with the Reiners for 5 days.
Barry Markowitz.
Like within 2 weeks of the murders, he stays with the Reiners. He's staying in the home. Right?
I remember being so drunk and trying to maintain like, I'm fine. Before I got sober, I was like, yeah, no, you're Barry. Just repeating what that person said. Yeah, Barry Markowitz. Yeah, fucking yeah. Let's go, Barry Markowitz. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Look at me. I can open my eyes. I'm angry. I mean, girl, stop it.
Right?
I didn't know it was then. Within 2 weeks.
He did it again. I didn't add it. He did it again.
2 weeks.
Okay.
He's living with them. Murders. He stays with the Reiners. He's staying in the home. Right?
I didn't know it was then. Within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's living with them. He's interacting with them. He's eating meals with them. Here's what he says about Nick. Quote,
What? Come on, today, Junior. Like, what the frick? This is a pre-record. Get to it. We don't need John repeat. You should cut out any repetitive shit from John. All the noises he makes, the tonguey tongues. Focus in on Lauren when he sticks his lizard tongue out. Like, where is the editing? Hire an editor. Okay, what is wrong with you? Look at everyone else's content who has about as many subscribers as Lauren does, and even less. If you look at someone like Cece Suarez, like her videos just look so good, and the editing is good, and she's got some zoom ins, and she's got some media in there.
And she's got an editor, because I've heard her actually when she does her videos, sometimes she will speak directly to her editor. So yeah, I mean, I don't understand it either. Does anyone have they ever had an editor, and is Grayson their editor? I mean, is she producer / editor? Like what is, because Grayson, you need to up your game here.
It's like, I don't even know, does Cece even have more subscribers than Lauren? I hope she does, but the world isn't fair, and these losers get more for doing less. Let me check real quick, because I got to see, because if not, we all got to just sub up to Cece and get her. She's got 214, so we got more Cece. Her videos are better. Everything is better. Her delivery is better. She doesn't have a creepy husband next to her. Here's her link, you guys. If you're not sub to Cece. Sub. Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's smart. She's funny. She's got so much good stuff going for her. Meanwhile, these two are just on Depression Island, and taking long ass pauses and go, right? Chelsea rules. These two are fools. Like, sub up to Chelsea. God.
Nick looked great. This is, by the way, from a Page 6 article. Quote, Nick looked great. He was sitting and talking with the family, Markowitz shared. They were eating dinner together, old school, and there was a lot of love, always a lot of love. Nick helped out. He took out the garbage. He watched TV. He washed dishes. He'd bring me something to drink.
Lauren is like she fell in a K-hole. Do you see her looking at John? She's like, huh. But then she's also looking off in his face like, this chick is dazed and confused. And you're talking about something pretty serious. You better be like on it, girl. Evelyn, thank you for the super chat. Says Lauren's big bobblehead and John's serpentine tongue are freaking me out. I'm so sorry. But look at, she's just this lady. I'm like, Lauren, what are you doing, babe? Look at her. He's just blabbing away, and she's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. And sometimes when John licks his lips, it grosses me out, but we have to stay together because we're married and maybe Mormon or maybe not. Where is my Pinot Grigio? Where are my Zennies? I hate this life. She almost passed out there. You see that? She's like, fuck, get up, girl. She's just like, why are you looking at us like this? Why are you looking at us like this? I feel like I need to go, like call. I don't know your number and I'm not going to call you, but I did. Girl, you okay? If ever one of my friends got on the internet looking like this, I'd be like, hello, I'm going to call 911. Are you okay? Do I need to go over there? Do I need to beat this man? Like, what is going on? She's like, Lauren.
Said he didn't, quote, notice anything strange.
She's just like, why is she mean mug the camera? What journalism school taught you when you're not speaking, look directly at the camera, make people uncomfortable, make them feel like you're in a hostage situation, make them fear for your life. Okay. Just stare at. Thank you. We got the Hella raid in the house. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in. Shout out to Hella and Dolly and Excited Utterance. It's like, right, you good? She's not good. She's giving us signals. Oh, I forgot I muted him. It was so nice. It was so nice.
Dynamics. He says, quote, I'm not here to judge. He was just normal in that sense, Markowitz said.
Lauren's like, normal. I wouldn't give her a fucking normal life, but I had to get married to you because I was like fucking 35 or something. And then that's like 180 in Mormon years. And so I wasn't married because my first husband just left me with fucking dick. I was supposed to move into his fucking Boston apartment, you know? Now, let me tell you something. I was a Fox back in the day. I worked for Fox, whatever, and I was a Fox, okay? The dudes that were in the newsroom with me were just following me around, and we'd play hide the self, and I go, guys, I was killing it. The kids back, you know, early, mid-2000s, you know, when you wore, like, dress casual Friday wear, you know, but you also wore that to the bar, so you're like blazers and your silver jeans. It was like, with your kitten heels. It was a time. Okay, Grayson, this is like Lauren at the bar talking to Grayson. I got so much dick. Don't tell Sean. Don't tell Jives. It wasn't all like go insert. It was like, it was just like, I just had just dick coming at me. It was like over here, over there. It's that Idaho dick. Let me tell you, girl, there is nothing better. Don't tell John. Don't tell John. But now, look at me. Just in this fucking house talking about depressing shit next to my husband with a lizard tongue. Like, I was supposed to go to CNN, bitch. CN fucking N. Cheers. Cheers. Are you done with that? I'll finish yours. No, we'll have another round. Your clothes? Come on, baby. Are you sure your clothes for me? You sure? You sure? Yeah? Okay. I think they're going to kick us out, Grace. So we got to go. But Lauren, it's clear we're very unhappy. We're very unhappy. She's like, you know, Susan Hendricks or whatever, fuck my friend, whatever, fuck her, right? Because I talk shit about my friends. I should have had her life. I am fucking taller than her. Yeah, she's skinny, but I'm skinnier. Okay? She doesn't even show her tits. Okay? When I go to the crime things, I'm tits out for the boys. She doesn't even tits out for the boys. Like, but, you know, she should have hooked me up by now, but she hasn't. But I have to keep playing the game, being nice to her. All right, we're leaving. You know, I can just imagine anyone who's drank with Lauren. It's been like a nightmare. I've relived, you know, just all her trauma. Unhappy and highly medicated, Evelyn says. Obviously, allegedly. Allegedly. Because just like they say in their videos, we're just giving our, we don't know anything. We're not diagnosing anyone. We're not diagnosing. Okay, well, you have a psychologist on there who seems to be kind of diagnosing, talking out of both sides of his mouth. But okay. Thank you, G. Lander, for the $4.99. He says, in my opinion, the awkward Lauren camera glances is her compulsively looking at herself. You know what? It probably is. You're probably right.
Sorry, guys. I had someone come to my door, so I was outside really quick. So if you wondered where that long play where I wasn't talking, that's what was going on. I didn't know that the bug guy was coming to spray today. So is today Tuesday? I guess it is Tuesday. Okay.
Right. She's like, so I look good. I look better than him. I need some more wine. She just can't wait. Grayson, edit the video, put it out. Fuck it. Whatever. Thank you, Michelle, for the $1.99. She can't even lie and say she's reading. No, she's not doing anything. She's not doing anything.
He said he didn't, quote, notice anything strange.
Look, did you, ma'am, you keep mean mugging your husband. She's like, I mean, I don't blame you. He's annoying as fuck, but that's your husband. You chose to be on the internet with this man. She is dirty looking him so much.
But she watched TV. He washed dishes. He'd bring me something to drink. He was just normal in that sense, Markowitz said.
She literally almost fell asleep.
He said he didn't, quote, notice anything strange with the family dynamics.
Lauren hates
He
John
says,
more
quote,
than
I'm
we
not
hate
here to
John.
judge anyone. Love is the only thing I saw, and I don't think it was fake. They had a real bond.
Huh.
He said, quote, Rob never gave up.
Wow. Thank you for your input, Lauren. The journalist. Huh. She's like, this fucker. Huh. Like, what is going on here? What
He tried everything. If you know Rob, he was a
Toy boats, toy boats, toy boats. She's like anywhere but with him. Huh. Like so deep, Lauren, so deep. You have so much to say, so much input. This is how a for realsy journalist reports the crime, and a for realsy doctor from Princeton.
bundle of love. Rob never had fears for his safety. I'm not in his head, but we talked. He said Nick wasn't a violent type.
Why are you even on the episode, Lauren? Why don't you just have Boring John give his dissertation when you're just going, huh?
Yes,
Hmm.
I
She's already doing
would
this with
love
us.
to get myself to 10K. We're doing really well. I noticed we're coming up on the home stretch of hitting 10K. We're at 9,825. So yes, please subscribe. It's free and it's really, really appreciated.
If you watch her lips during this, huh?
When is Martin Luther King's Day? Is that in January or February? I don't even know.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
2 weeks before the murders. So this friend, Barry Markowitz, I mean, and again, I don't know what
Yeah, whatever you just said, fuckface. Like, what is she talking about?
real here, right? But like for people that are arguing that his meds are changing and he's agitated and he's acting out and he's being more aggressive, that's not what Barry Markowitz is seeing.
Right, yeah.
Right, yeah, that's fucking big.
Okay, so next Monday, that's my goal. 10K by Monday. By 10K by Martin Luther K Day.
Markowitz, man, fucking Barry Markowitz. Like, what is going on, Lauren? She just had an epiphany and then she forgot it. All right, she just had an epiphany and then she freaking forgot it. Oh, Lauren, it just gets worse and worser and worser. Thank you, Chuck Anderson's granddaughter, coming in with a gifted membership. Congratulations to whoever got the membership. Put your hearts in the chat for Chuck Anderson's granddaughter. All right, let's keep going. And look at John's like, look at me, I'm doing something. Nobody cares, John. No.
So is this schizophrenia or is this a narrative?
You tell us. You're the psychologist, but you're not supposed to be speaking on someone that you're not treating. But here we are. Is it? Why are you asking us? You went to Princeton, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you asking me? How would I know? I didn't go to Princeton. I went to UW River Falls. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
That the defense is floating.
I'm pretty sure Jolene has done something to make her head big like that, which cracks me up.
I mean, it's a great defense, so.
It's a great defense. Well,
Lauren's like, that'll be my defense when I, what? Oh, never mind. Forget it.
Oh, I think people sometimes get confused about this defense because even if you're acquitted on.
So she just says a great defense and then he negates everything she says. He's like, but I think people are confused, i.e. you, Lauren, because I know more than you, because I went to Princeton. Okay.
With an insanity defense, even if you get acquitted, that doesn't mean you're not going to spend the rest of your life in a mental health institution.
Right. Mm-hmm. Can you be more disinterested in the topic you're talking about? I can't imagine someone being more disinterested than this and how people aren't. This is why when later in the video, people in her live chat were saying, Lauren, are you okay? Accusing her of being drunk, saying she's going to fall asleep. Like people, I have screenshots of the live because Grayson was working overtime deleting those bitches. But they were like, Lauren, are you okay? You seem tipsy. You guys should end this. Lauren looks like she's falling asleep. Like that was in her own live chat. These are her things.
I'm guessing they have more than Gray Bay and Lauren deleting things. They probably have another moderator in there. So they probably got a few people on this because there are so many negative comments that come through that I don't even know how they keep up with it all.
Fans. So it's not like, oh, it's haters. No, bitch, it's your fans are seeing that you are literally falling asleep during this.
Hello.
You look so disinterested and we're worried. They're worried. All right. Susie Snowshoe, thank you for the $13.99, says thanks to the person who gifted me a membership. Yay. It was probably Chuck Anderson's granddaughter. I'm enjoying or maybe it was before. So thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the perks. Michelle's 3 boys. Thank you for the $4.99. So she misses all the attention from the officer, right? And detective. She is rethinking her life choices. It's just her. Yeah. We just watch her spiral down like how can this be my life? I'm so upset.
It means that it does, what it does mean is you probably won't get the death penalty.
Look at him.
Right. You may be in a
Girl, no wonder they were thinking you were drunk. Did you see that look?
life in a mental health institution.
She hates every fucking piece of paper that dude passes. She's like, oh, he's fucking paper. He never recycles them. Paper all over the house. He's probably one of those paper book hoarders.
Means that it does what it does.
Look at her. She's like, ugh.
Does mean is you probably won't get the death penalty. Right. You may be in a mental institution the rest of your life, but you won't be put to death. It means that if you're in a mental institution and you seem to be improving and you get to the point where people like forensic evaluators believe that you're low risk in the community, you might get released.
Wow.
So the insanity defense gives you a
Wow.
chance to get released, whereas a conviction on murder one gives you no chance.
Right. It's a big deal.
Big deal. It's a big deal. But
Big deal. Big. And they compete with each other. Yeah, big deal. No, I say big deal. You say big deal. I say big deal. I say big deal first. I say big deal second. I say big deal last. It's big deal. Someone asked if we have the comments. Let me show you guys real quick. Some of the comments that as I'm watching, I didn't start watching the live chat till a little bit later on. But here is one of them. Okay, so here's a couple of the comments in the live chat. Okay, guys. Let me see if I can just put this over. No, I can't. Okay, hold on. Let me show. And they were like, I don't think you can go back and find most of these. They deleted them from the chat. Okay. All right, so let me share this with you guys. But I was like, oh, I better screenshot this because I know they're deleting this because they think everyone's a hater. Look at this. Poor Sandy says, Lauren is trying to fall asleep. Lauren needs to go cheapy because this is boring, John. Okay. This is boring.
Allegedly.
It's putting everyone to sleep in the worst way possible. The worst way possible. Sandy was really worried about Lauren and company. She comes back and says, it's time to end this. Lauren, this made me laugh out loud when I was reading it. It's time to end this. Lauren is going out. I love John, but he gets bored as he goes on and on and on.
Sandy is like, we need to call this. Let's just call it. It's time to call this for what it is. Let's just end it.
It's so good. I just like
Top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
top titty 2x4, Sandy. Top titty 2x4, Sandy. So it's time to end this. Lauren is going out. Okay, like Lauren's about to pass out. I love John, but he gets boring. Like,
but Jolene has made Lauren's head a bit bigger than it actually is. So over on the actual, this is how big her head is. So Jolene has taken some creative liberties and enhanced the head.
these are your constituents. These are your fans. These are your peeps. Listen to your audience. Not everyone's a hater. This could be constructive criticism for real. I know you guys your egos won't allow you to take in constructive criticism, but here we are. Okay, then there's this sweetie Leah. Like, these people weren't even being mean. You know, someone asked, have we heard any diagnosis from an authoritative source? No, we haven't. SP74I. We have not. Just John speculating and Lauren passing out. And then Leah goes, Lauren, are you okay? Like, people in your chat are asking if you're okay.
It's not enough. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Your own chat is worried about you, also trolling you. No, they're like, these people really were caring. And I'm like, these poor people. It's like, it's so bad, you guys. And then we have Rebecca. They did not like this from Rebecca. Rebecca comes in, like I showed you earlier. She says, she is deaf tipsy. No judgment. Like, they're even saying, Lauren, we know you're drunk. We know you're tipsy. We're not even judging you, but like, let's call it how it is. You're like,
I mean, some people sit and they will sip on a glass of wine. And like, just if you're doing that, then just do it. Just do what you're doing, but don't act like you're something that you're, like, don't act like you're not tipsy when you are tipsy.
you're on the sauce. Something's going down.
Do you.
And they came back
don't
with,
pretend.
Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? And she said, Lauren. And then Hidden True Crime comes back with, definitely not Rebecca. I was drinking water throughout this entire episode. Yeah, but what were you drinking before? What were you drinking before, Lauren? Interesting that you said during. We're talking about before. You wouldn't be drunk yet. We're only so many minutes into the podcast if you just started drinking.
Or what did you pop just before the episode, right? It was something.
Unless you roofied yourself, okay? So what were you before? You know, always look at how people answer things. It'll tell you everything you need to know, especially when they're guilty. I was drinking. Well, yeah, you probably had to drink water because you're drunk. John's like, put a penny under your tongue. You know, all the old wives' tales to sober you up.
And, you know, they had those when she was interviewing Jerry, they had those big old glasses of ice water. And that's what you drink when you're, you know, when you're drinking, you need water because you get dehydrated, especially if you're going to sit up there and talk for a while. So, yeah, you're going to be drinking water, I would imagine.
Black coffee.
And what else?
Pour water on your face. Get it together, woman. She's like, you're so fucking boring. I just imagine them before I'm being like, shut up. No, you shut up. I'm going to read my papers. Like, how's you going to read your fucking That's all you do is read. Why don't you read these lips? I'm tired of you. I can't. They're too big. You
read these wine lips. I'm tired of you.
Don't talk about my lips like that. Well, you can't. You don't even look the same to me. I look better. All the detectives and cops like me. Ay, these two. It's like always defensive. Always defensive.
I don't even know why we have to sit next to each other. Well, Gray Bay said we should because the crowd's wondering why we can't be seen next to each other. Well, this is why. You know, I can hear it.
The better thing would be even to laugh at it. Like, learn to laugh at yourself. If you're acting drunk or acting like you're under the influence, people are noticing.
Warren is she's a quirky girl, you know. She's nouveau riche. She's quirky. She can laugh at herself. She's told us this.
Let's say you're not drunk. Let's say you're just weird, okay? Or dehydrated. I don't know. Maybe she has diarrhea. I have no idea what's going on. All right? But be like, yeah, totally drunk. You know, just like, haha. Be like, don't worry, I'm not. I'm really good at looking drunk, or something stupid, you know, to blow it off. But to be so defensive and so just like, delete, get them out of here. Like, these people legit care about you. And they don't care. They don't care. People are like, are you okay? Because you don't look okay, ma'am. This Lauren woman is right. You don't look okay. Here is, if they're like, those aren't real. This is from your actual mother freaking life. Look at Lauren. Your hair is disheveled. You're leaning on the desk like, okay, let's wrap this shit up. John's got a pile of paper to read. And people are like, she's deaf tipsy.
And he's hiding. He doesn't, you know, he's very self-aware of his tongue jutting. I'm sure of it.
Oh, because you look tipsy. Okay? If it looks like a drunk and slurs like a drunk, it might be a drunk. Okay? And then here's where the hidden true crime. And look at, I mean, this is how disinterested you're looking during, this is a topic. No one forced you to talk about this. That's the crazy thing. No one asked like, man, hidden true crime, you better get on this Nick Reiner shit, put out more speculative videos. You better fucking ride this till the wheels fall off, even though we have no new news. You chose, like, this is what you chose to cover. That's like me coming on here and being like, not gonna be funny or anything, even though I chose to cover this shit. It's so fucking boring. Like, you guys would be like, I'm not watching this bitch. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? She's supposed to make this shit entertaining for me. That's what she said she's gonna do. And Lauren's just like, cry me a river. You know, and then even people in their chat are going to bat for other people in their chat. So after Rebecca asked, like, you're deaf tipsy, you know, no judgment. This Krista says, I don't think Rebecca was trying to be disrespectful. Like, you look tipsy, girl. And then hidden true crime again, like, I was drinking water the whole episode. And then Norma Fisher, who maybe, I don't know, she says I don't know what she was saying. But some people in the comments were like, don't say that. People will run with it. And it's like, of course people will run with it. Because you guys, you look ridiculous. Even Rebecca comes back and says, I was not trying to be disrespectful. Sorry, geez, I don't watch these folks ever. So Rebecca's like, maybe a new fan that's coming in to freaking hidden true crime. Because, you know, now you're in the Nick Reiner algorithm. So she's like, let me check this shit out. I like true crime. And she's like, oh, God, somebody was overserved. You know? And then emotional support, Molotov says, she doesn't seem tipsy at all, in my opinion. Yep, there's your opinion. So they can have the opinion that she's not tipsy, but no one can have the opinion that she is tipsy, which you're clearly behaving weird. Very strange. And they were, delete, get out of here, you know. And I just love Sandy. Sandy was probably one of my favorite commenters because she's just like, Lauren is trying to fall asleep. People are already leaving. Like, he's making people, even Norma's like, I gotta get out of here. Good night. He's putting me to sleep. And then Sandy says, yeah, look at it. She's literally she can barely keep her eyes open. And this is a pre-record. And if this is how it's going to be, like, just wrap it up. Okay. And then we see John. There was like a dad joke later. We'll see. And he's really proud of himself. And Lauren's drunk. So she's like, I guess I'll laugh. And Sandy, again, it's time to end this. Lauren is going out. I love John, but he gets boring as he goes on and on and on. Oh, I mean, they love you. And they also see that there's an issue there. So I was just like, holy shit. I'm like, no way. Their own chat is like calling them out. And they're just like, no. Everyone's lying about us. That's not true. Oh, God. All right. Let's get back into Barry Markowitz and Lauren and John. It's just a bunch of like silly gooses over here. Let me make sure I shared the audio on that.
There are a lot of functional people out there that are alcoholics but get by. It has been rumored that she was driven out of her old newsroom. She didn't leave, but she was driven out because of substances. So, but that's just rumors, allegedly.
One. You guys smash that like if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you. We got Moody Booby. Thank you for the super chat. Says can't make spaghetti without without the sauce. Ain't that right? Lauren knows. She goes, her spaghetti's all sauce. Lauren's spaghetti, nothing but sauce. Vodka sauce. Allie from Tennessee, thank you for the $9.99. Says if she looks that miserable on camera, imagine her without the camera. She's so angry. Something is seriously off. I'm concerned for her son, to be honest. So don't bring up the son. Otherwise, she's going to do a 9-hour live about you. She's going to get a civil stalking. Allie.
Yeah,
$1.99.
really.
Thank you for Michelle for the $1.99. Said you're killing me, Jolene. I mean, they were killing me, like literally, as I was watching this. And someone said that Lauren recently, I think it was on Reddit. I'll have to pull it up. That someone was in the comments asking if her 9-hour live was monetized, because believe you me, they made a large chunk of change off that 9-hour live. If you saw all the super chats coming in, all the memberships, plus the Google ad revenue, they made a lot of money off her trauma. Okay. And instead of just being like, yeah, it's monetized, we monetize all our videos, would be an easy answer to that. She said, all the creators, like I'm paraphrasing, but it was like all the creators, all the people playing my video have it monetized because I let them.
Yeah.
Right.
She's trying to act like she's doing us some kind of favor by letting us use her stuff when it is allowed to be used. It's been proven. Crush approved it. You can use the stuff under fair use. If she hadn't already copywritten it, and you have to get it copywritten before you post it. So, Lauren, you're not doing anybody any favor. We're actually doing you a favor. And I actually suspect that was their last hurrah on a big live where they'll make all that type of money. I don't think they could possibly do that again because of the fact that the heavy moderation that goes into their lives now that aren't even true lives. They're pre-recorded lives.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
What do you mean you let us? It's called fair use commentary, lady. Like she is so, the ego is going to destroy this one. This one can't even answer a single question. The person, you don't even know if they're being.
I think the ego may have. This is her destruction here. I think this is it.
Snarky. They said, is this monetized? She could have been like, yes, all of our videos are monetized. Thanks for watching. Dame, someone said over 3,800 in super chats. And her ad revenue, I mean, with that many views, thousands. Yeah. So, and they did a follow-up, which also got a lot of views, a lot of super chats, or I don't know if we got a lot of super chats because that wasn't live, it was recorded, but they could have got super thanks after the fact. Yeah, thank you, Nina. The monetized crisis actors, because that's what they are.
No one would want to stop that ugly bitch.
For real. She always has to deflect onto someone else. She can never just answer a question, have accountability. And this has been her problem. And this will follow them. And they just don't care. And it will be the thing that destroys their entire brand. It can destroy your life and ego like that. Behaving this way. Doing what she's done with weaponizing law enforcement and our judicial system against people. Like falsely accusing them of things they didn't do just to try to protect your own ass. That's crazy. Thank you, Moody Booby, for the 499. Took Lauren like 20 minutes trying to read the super chats at the end of her video. So she probably lost up. But it was A and W. Notice how she has to say what she's drinking. You know, it's not like when we're like, oh yeah, I have an Alani and here's the flavor. It's really good. She has it in a glass. It's not, you know, in a can, which very nice. But then I have to go, it's just root beer, guys. It's just diet root beer. I can't keep anything down but root beer. It's just root beer. Like, girl, talk to any person who's tried to hide their drinking before. That's one of the things you do. Oh, this just water. Did you ever drink alone at home? Never. Oh, I would never. Meanwhile, you got the bottle like this next to the fridge, looking in the bedroom, hoping your now husband, then boyfriend doesn't look and see how strange you are. Not that I know from experience. Okay. But come on, Lauren. Thank you so much for the $4.99 Rhinestone. Wow, girl. It won't let me gift a membership, but thanks for a laugh at the end of a long day. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you're on your phone, because I tried to gift memberships in Hella's live a few weeks ago, and I could only send super chats because I was on my phone. So I think you can only do it on like a laptop, piece, computer, or maybe a iPad. I don't know, but on your phone, you can't, which is so stupid. Okay. Oh, congratulations. Shout out to you. Queen of Hearts says 16 months. That's huge. Sober yesterday. Shout out. All the claps. We'll give you the applause sound effects. That's amazing. That is amazing. Welcome. Saying thank you for the $2. Says thank you for the creation of Drunk Lauren. God, you're so welcome. So I'll keep coming back. Okay.
Markowitz, just
Throwing that out there.
Throwing it out there. I don't know.
It's another view.
It's another view, and Markowitz is presenting a picture of Nick Reiner that's not having all these problems and not getting. He's not quote out of his head.
But here's a question though: 2 weeks within the murder, there's talk.
Also, Grayson, literally, I assume it's Grayson who's not editing these videos. That sound, she just like blew out her speaker. You're not live. It's a pre-record. Edit the sound. Do they have no editing software? Do they have nothing? Good God. What are you doing with all the money? Is it all going to Pinot Grigio? It can't all go to Pinot Grigio. Okay. Cabernet Sauvignon.
Maybe it's going to the hidden homestead. Bet you that's where it's going.
Pinot Noir. The Chardonnay. The Merlot. Where is the money? Where is the money, Lauren? Where is the money?
Of Nick Reiner that's not having all these problems and not getting. He's not quote out of his head.
But here's a question though.
And why? Why? She's so far from the mic still at this time, the same distance, and then all of a sudden it just blew out on her. If they were live, who cares? That sound issues happen. But you have the chance to go and fix this so it's the best version of itself for your subscribers. But they don't give a fuck. Side Gig, thank you so much for gifting a membership to the channel. Yeah, the Merlot. The Pinot for Loco. Don't you know she's for Loco? Lauren is for Loco.
2 weeks within the murder, there's talk of new medication. Could he have started the medication after Markowitz was there?
He could have, but I think a lot of these types of medications, antipsychotics, depends on which ones he's taking, but they might take a little bit of time to kick in. So for him to have an immediate, let's say Markowitz.
What the fuck? He's just like if I was doing a live with someone, I was just like this. You guys would be like, is Jillian okay? Is Jillian okay? Is Jillian okay? What's wrong with her? Someone needs to check on Jillian. This isn't right. She's
I would hope that people would check on me if I had my face up into a camera and I wasn't looking so well and I was slurring my words, and I would expect it. Just like I would expect if I had a fresh face of Botox or something and I looked weird, that I would expect them to say, "Are you okay?" Or if I was having a flare, like when I have my flares, I would expect people to check on me. She seems almost, well, she's defensive about it, which tells me that she's doing something. Because if you were if there was something wrong with you, like say you weren't well, or or if there was nothing wrong with you, you would be like, oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you for, checking on me. But if you were doing all these things, you would get annoyed and you'd be like, I'm fine. Leave me alone. Right? So there's that.
Does he not know like active listening skills? Mm-hmm. But they don't have that like rapport back and forth. That's the problem.
God is a man made up by other men to tell them that they're special.
That's for John. And for someone who requested in the chat. Like what is she looking at? We don't know. She's in a K-hole. She's hallucinating. We don't know.
Well, it's been reported that they're building a hidden true crime house, a homestead. And we reported on it a little earlier in the week. It was over on YouTube.
Judy, are you getting...
Here they are reportedly the homestead studio, and we Googled it, and there is a studio, but we don't know if they're connected to it. So that's what we're talking about. I will put the link if you want to take a peek at that.
Allegedly. Okay.
I don't have any phones now.
And he doesn't even care. Like, he's not even checking in with his wife. It's not even a conversation. It's a waste of time to have both of them on there. They're not even connecting. It's him reading and her internally crying. What's the point?
Was there roughly 10 days before the murders? I don't know the exact timeline here. I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecution, for example, called someone like Markowitz because he was in the home for 5 days, right? He might be able to testify to the fact that Nick seemed perfectly fine. So yes, it's possible that Nick could have been prescribed the medication and taking the medication.
You know what, John? Anything's fucking possible because you don't know anything.
I'm having chest pain.
I can't with this guy. It's possible, and then this is possible, but that's possible. We're all possible. Why are you here? What are you doing?
I mean, anything is possible. You could say anything's possible, and especially in this day and age, and do probably a pretty valid, case for it. But I can't see how people can sit here and take him for anything other than a joke. It's just like his books and his papers and yikes.
Like, just making money off it. Like, what are you doing? How is this your psychologist reacts? I don't understand what's happening here. This is not what you said it was going to be.
After Markowitz left, yes, that's certainly possible. And again, all the timelines will be examined.
Look at her. I mean, seriously, what? We're only like.
There, I put the link for if you want to take a closer look at the hidden true crime house, the house that they may be building. It's right there. I put it in the in the chat, and it's up on screen. So check it out. We reported on it.
Like, we're not even that far into this. And she's like, what would you guys do if I was just like, somebody call Hyman Husband Shell and get me off the screen. Also, again, Grayson, this is when you can, I know it will gross us all out, but you can zoom in on John. Okay? At least he's not passing out. He's making us pass out, but he's not passing out.
You could zoom in on, or you could put a split screen too. You can do a split down the middle and make it look like, even if they're sitting side by side, you can make it look like it's a studio. Like you can do so much now, especially with pre-recording. There's so much they could have done
and perused and critiqued. And so yeah, but I think even if that's the case, I don't know that he would have had an immediate aggressive response. He might have. I mean, there's certainly
you can even get more than one camera now, and have a camera on Lauren, have a camera on John. You can use your little, I'm sure they use StreamYard, and use your little skills and move the screen around and do all kinds of fun, interesting things, Grayson. You can do a lot. You just so much.
antipsychotics that are, a lot of antipsychotics, by the way, like quetiapine, for example.
What?
They act more like sedatives.
Okay, I would love to know. Is he able to prescribe medication? Like, I think technically you would have to be a psychiatrist, right? Like, I don't know if he is. I'm genuinely asking if anyone knows, because he's talking a lot about medication. Like, can
they
you even
are
prescribe
so big on these awkward camera angles. It's just like, what?
medication, bro?
It gives me
Not saying he wouldn't know
anxiety.
about that, a little, but it's also like, it just feels yucky that he's talking as some type of person who is an authority on this, but he doesn't have the authority to prescribe the medication. It just seems like he's out of his wheelhouse on this one. He's beyond his scope of knowledge. Like, anyone could read what he just read. But if you are a true, doctor and you are able to prescribe the medication, you understand the medication, you keep up, you have to keep up with the changes in medication. You have to have such a greater understanding and knowledge of it, where this guy's just spouting off.
That's why I would never, like I talk about, I stopped my my education at a DSM-4, and I just, if you're going to say you're an expert, you have to continue your education forever. You have to keep up with everything. You have to read. You have to do more than just read things. You have to attend classes. I don't know. Like, I think Lauren tries to build him up to more than what he is, and he doesn't know how to fulfill those boots. Or I don't know. I can't quite figure out Dr. Yawn yet. I haven't put my finger on him.
At the fucking broken zipper sweater.
Okay.
Broken.
Again, Lauren.
Yeah, why does he stop here? Why doesn't he zip it all the way up or come down a little bit? Yeah. Nobody wears a half zip like that either.
Yep. Thank you, Lauren, for your contribution.
Not all. I mean, it depends on the antipsychotic.
Lauren's just gonna be eating her face now. She's gone into the eating her lips off portion of the interview. This is how a for realsy lawyer does it, folks. So yeah.
But oftentimes you'll see on psych wards that a lot of psychiatrists will give antipsychotics to sedate.
Right, it calms people down.
Right.
I'm
amazing,
and I can't.
Thank you, Lord. I don't know what we would do without this, like, just quality commentary.
Is that what it does? It sedates them. Amazing. Snap, 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 snap. This is how a real reporter does it, folks.
From Lauren going, oh yeah, sedatives, because it calms people down. I'm on one right now. Have you ever heard of Seroquel? I love Seroquel. Seroquel and Sauvignon. That's what I do. Sauvignon Blanc and Seroquel. Allegedly for fun and comedy. Okay.
It's not enough.
It's an urban legend that never happened.
Dr. May CH says his PhD probably had him take 1 or 2 pharmacology classes 20 years ago. Yep,
yeah.
I had a feeling. Thank you. But this dude is talking like he is a damn doctor. Sir, calm your boner. Okay.
Ooh,
like, no.
Dr. Yawn's
she's
boner.
like, oh yeah, said it because it constantly. And she's looking at him like, how'd I do? And he's like, he doesn't like when she chimes in. And
Why do I have to sit next to you? Why? Because Gray Bait said we had to.
Nevertheless, she persisted.
But oftentimes you'll see on psych wards that a lot of psychiatrists will give antipsychotics to sedate.
Right, it calms people down.
Right.
Right, calms people down. Thank you, Lauren. Yep. Even children know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it calms their thoughts down.
Mm-hmm.
It calms their bodies down. Right. They'll give them antipsychotics to sedate them, not to agitate them.
Right. Not to make them more violent.
Right. And so
who the fuck would think that? Oh, when you get in the psych ward, they're going to give you some antipsychotics to make you real ragey. They want you to rage out. Like, and look at his face. Like, he's even disgusted by himself. Okay. And yes, Otter says he's a natural sedative and laxative. Yeah, because he's full of shots, allegedly.
I don't know. Like, that doesn't fit either.
Interesting.
But here, so this for our discussion about schizophrenia and violence. There's another
I'm
TMZ story.
very interested to hear what he has to say about this.
I think that a lot of people.
And I got a little bird that's awakening from his shower, so you're going to hear some screeching.
Haven't seen or heard.
Okay.
And that is the second part of the story. That according to sources close to Nick or close to what's going on.
So you guys are just reading TMZ articles. So you're just like pop culture commentary now. Just like me. That's like something I would do. But you're supposed to be psychologist reacts with a journalist who talked about chocolate, bacon, and lice, but not at the same time. Because both can be fun, but never at the same time. You might think chocolate bacon could save your mood from lice, but no, the lice will get on the bacon and ruin the chocolate. And you can't enjoy the chocolate bacon with the lice. Okay.
But Lauren liked the chocolate bacon. Has anyone ever had to deal with a person with schizophrenia? I've told you guys that I've lived a life. I've done weird. I've had various jobs in my life that, I don't know. I question them. And one of them was back in the 90s. This was before all the internet, whatever, but people would call phone sex lines. And I got a job being an operator. I wasn't one of the women that did the calls, but people would call this center, and I would take all their information. So I was the operator, and then I would connect them with the lovely lady of their choice. And so the owner of this call center, his son had schizophrenia. And my gosh, that was a hard situation to deal with, because I would get crank calls all the time, right? Because guys it was usually guys. I had a few women that would call into the center, but they never crank called. They would call in for actual people to talk to, but they would call in and want to do a free call with me, who I was just the operator, right? I could listen to the calls if I wanted to. I was friends with most of the women, and if I wanted to, if I was bored, listen to the calls, I could do that. And so but the owner's son had schizophrenia, and he became a crank caller, and he would call me and call me and call me. And then he started showing up, and I remember being like really afraid, because it just, you knew that there was no, like, you can't reason with schizophrenia. You can't. And it's just such a sad thing. And people say, well, why don't they stay on their medication? Well, the medication pretty much kills their soul and makes them feel lifeless. And, like, at least with the schizophrenia, they feel alive and whatever. But I know that schizophrenia is a pretty scary thing to have to deal with.
Yes, HTC podcast sponsored by Lunesta. For real. With an even worse aftertaste. Because if you've ever taken Lunesta, someone's got to do something about that aftertaste. It is a pill that makes you gargle all of the mouthwash, brush your teeth a million times.
And
you're
schizophrenia is one of those mental illnesses that can easily be caused from substance abuse and use. And so it's quite likely that he caused his schizophrenia, but also schizophrenia is one of those things that can come later in life. For boys, it usually comes earlier, like in their teens somewhere. And what's really sad for women is it can come in their later 20s. So it's a really hard mental health issue to have to deal with. And I'm very interested in knowing what Dr. Yawn is going to say about this.
I'd rather just be tired than that aftertaste. Okay. Good God. Yes. Under pressure. Says pop culture trauma vultures. For real. They're literally reading TMZ.
My Carolina says, yes, my older sister was paranoid schizophrenic, and my 33-year-old son was diagnosed with that when he was 14 years old. He abandoned all the medications. My sister has full-blown conversation walls. Yeah, it is. And it's it's a type of thing that unfortunately runs in the family. It's genetic. So I am, there are some mental health things out there that I'm very grateful that I've never, like I have severe depression, and I've told you that borderline personality runs in my family, and I can recognize it a mile away, but also I can use their traits whenever I feel like it, right? Because it's also a learned thing that you can learn. So but schizophrenia is one of those that I just wouldn't wish on anybody. It's very painful for the person and for the families involved too.
Articles. The Princeton USC graduate. And I saw on Reddit, someone said that they had originally added, I think, to this title, allegedly, because I didn't see it, that he went to Princeton. Like they're adding that to the Psychologist Reacts. So if you go to Princeton and you're a Princeton graduate and you got a PhD, you too can read from TMZ and speculate like any asshole can on the internet.
The story they reported, and again, I'm gonna accept this because they seem to have some insight.
Yes, TMZ is just, that is reputable. They are just, yes,
Well,
not gossip, not salacious.
Dr. Yawn and his Hollywood obsession.
It's not sellouts. They are, when you're looking for like media to trust, it's TMZ.
Right, sources here.
Okay.
According,
good with their inside sources. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
She's going to give you that TMZ.
K doesn't K mean when we saw the police body cam? K means I hear you, but I'm bored. K.
Did you hear that? Lauren Mathias from Hidden True Crime, someone you'll never hear of and you've never heard of, is going to give you that. You're good with your sources. Okay. And she would know, good with the sources.
especially in Hollywood, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, she's a for realsy reporter. She knows. She's for real. She's for real.
What they said in the story is that Nick was not able to understand why he was put in jail because he believed there was a conspiracy against him.
Yeah.
He was aware of the crime. They're saying he was aware of his crime, and then he's had some break with reality, right? Which may or may not be consistent with schizophrenia. But here's the interesting part of this, is that he didn't understand why he was in jail because he believed there was a vast, maybe not vast, that's my term. He believed that there was a conspiracy against him.
She's like, okay, you're adding too much. Like, look at her. She's pissed. She is pissed. Sir, you can't even entertain your wife. How are you going to entertain the masses? And I did notice, okay, I'm just going to put it out there. All right. I did notice that they had like 1.7 thousand people watching, which totally could be real. I'm not saying it's not real. The movement in their chat was very slow. And we'll see it later in this video because I'm going to start recording the live chat.
That, because I've showed you guys that in the other one, it's like for having over 1,000, this was in their other live that they did. It didn't move. Mine moves faster than theirs. It's because when you have to delete so much and when you have it on such heavy moderation, and they probably have it so that like you can only post like once every minute or so that they can moderate every single thing. It's crazy.
Too. For having that many people, not a lot of people were engaging in it. Could be because people don't want to engage in a premiere, but it just seemed a little weird that they didn't have a lot of people. Maybe they have, a lot of blocked things in the comments or something, but very little interaction, very little participation. And you would think there would be some because people are very interested in this case right now because it is so new and there's so many questions that these two cannot answer.
Is that he didn't understand why he was in jail because he believed there was a vast, maybe not vast, that's my term. He believed that there was a conspiracy against him. What does this show? Right? What does this show?
She looks like she's gonna poop right there. Like she's pushing out a poo.
True. What does it show?
What does it show? Right. It shows the possibility of persecutory delusions. He believes he's being persecuted. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So let's remember the spectrum with schizophrenia over here.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Delusions more closer to the normal side.
Delusions, and then
okay.
Well, over here there's another.
Okay, so instead of adding media, Lauren's going to use her hands.
And she's moving really slow. She's not even moving at a normal rate.
Ideal wiener size. Boom, boom. For me. Me, okay? Just me, Lauren, allegedly. Just boom, boom.
She keeps making me think of Dr. Yawn's package. Stop it. I'm resentful. I don't want to think about that.
Boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say, well, well. I said, boom, boom, boom. Do, 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 do. She's doing the fucking voguing. She's doing the Macarena. Lauren.
Boom, boom.
CNN might be watching, Lauren. Susan Hendricks might see a job opening and not tell you because I don't know if they want you to do this. I don't know.
Spectrum with schizophrenia over here.
Yeah. And he does it first. And then she's like, my dick's bigger. So then he does his dick thing. And then she's got to have a bigger dick because these two are in competition and they hate each other.
Statutory
In my opinion.
delusions. He believes he's being
Allegedly,
persecuted.
for
Now, this is where it gets
purposes
interesting.
only.
So let's remember the spectrum.
Okay, so he's like, remember the spectrum? She's like, fucking the spectrum. Why are you talking about the spectrum? You know I remember the spectrum. I'm on a spectrum. Okay? Because Lauren says she's neurodivergent as well. I don't want to claim her as one of ours, but apparently she wants to join our ADHD club, our neurodivergence club. I mean, I don't know if I don't want to take her, but I guess it's not up to me.
Thank you so much, Carolina, for gifting a Dragonfly membership, and congratulations to Stacia for becoming a Dragonfly. The Dragonfly is the membership program that we have on our YouTube over on our YouTube. Sorry, Junie's squawking and are you okay, Big Bird? Junie, come here. The Dragonfly is our membership program. Here, let me show you a little something about our Dragonflies.
If you're not subscribed, why are you? And if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my Dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the Dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you.
And it looks like that our Carolina gifted a few more. Let me pop over. It looks like Claire Louise Pickney became a Dragonfly. Welcome to the Dragonflies. And I can't see who else became a Dragonfly. I think I see Stacia and I don't know who else, but congratulations to the one other person that became a Dragonfly. Thank you, Carolina, for gifting those memberships. I really appreciate it.
All right. Tortoise Interference, thank you for the $1.99. So just throwing it out there. Words, Brad, by the way. Let's get back to Brad Pitt. DB, thank you for the $1.99. I left a nasty message in chat. John, no one reacted. No, what did you write?
I mean, they can't probably delete them all.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Dr. May, for the $1.99. So go buy yourself some.
I'm going to move us forward. I will put the link to this entire video down in the YouTube show notes. I do want to take a look at the chat comments and see what's being said.
We think he's a second. Just so you know. Just so you know.
So I just read from this article, psychosis is a risk factor for violence to others.
Okay.
And this is so important.
Okay.
And here it is.
So this is when I included their live chat. Because stuff was happening.
Quote, the effect size for psychosis appears meaningfully smaller than that for
She's like, oh, smaller? I know about that.
psychopathy.
Oh. Yeah.
In other words,
Oh. Yeah.
It's more likely psychopathy.
correct.
God is a man made up by other
Still
men.
making those amazing comments, huh? Huh. Huh. Huh.
Men to tell them that they're special.
Psychopathy. Correct. He's not listening to a word she says.
And not only that, so I'm going to go back
Again, he didn't listen to me.
to an article.
It's more likely psychopathy.
Correct.
Look at her.
And
Look at
not
him.
only that, so I'm going to go back to an article I talked about earlier, which is schizophrenia and criminal offending. And the subtitle of this article is The Role of Psychopathy in Substance Use Disorders.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Let's do it. He don't care.
Their main finding?
That title, let me just throw that title just has everything in
Right.
it. Schizophrenia and criminal offending.
Say that again, Lauren. What was that? Schizophrenia and criminal. Wow, this title, it's got everything in there. So schizophrenia and the criminal
Role of psychopathy and substance abuse.
It seems to be getting worse. The longer this goes on, she gets more slurry and slurry. Slurrier and slurrier.
The substance? I like substance.
Use disorder. So that like almost like is like every
That's almost like, girl, the slurring.
Speculation on Nick Reiner rolled into one title.
Right.
Okay. So I'm listening. The role of
Their main finding?
That title, let me just throw that title just has everything in
Right.
it. Schizophrenia and criminal offending, the role of psychopathy and substance abuse.
Yes, Lauren, good job.
Too many S words there for our junkie poo.
Fresh, hot and fresh, chocolate bacon
S
light.
words seem to stick in her craw.
Use disorder. So that like almost like is like every speculation.
It's almost like
on Nick Reiner rolled into one title.
Right.
Okay. So I'm listening.
Look at someone in their comments. Again, their fans are coming in.
Okay, so they are getting some memberships here, though. That's interesting. I think psychopathy is somewhat gaslighting. Again, no offense. That's what that got through at Waiting on You said to them.
And I think psychology is somewhat gaslighting. Again, no offense.
Cease and desist. You send a cease and desist.
They must be. Maybe they're a fan of no offense, all offense. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, they're so much bigger than all of us, little people. They just let us use their content because, fair use isn't a thing to them. But yeah, I think you're just gaslighting us. No offense, bro. Seems pretty gaslighting. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. What the fuck? So someone gifted memberships and
it just seems like that could have been cut out. Like,
said, welcome, blessing. Oh, okay. So that must be a new, I thought it was going to say, thank you for the blessings for the body. I was like, what? But that must be someone's name. Oh God. It's like, what does that mean?
Their main finding is simple. And
again, like you could edit that part. Why do we got to sit there and watch him sift through papers? And I sped this up a little.
I'll summarize it here.
And I'll add that I've got hers sped up a little.
Lauren's back to hello, darkness, my friend. I miss my Pinot Grigio again. And when I got a little benzos and a little Pinot Grigio, I feel so nice. And it helps listen to John drone on and on.
She just wants to go back to her orange couch at Grayson's. Just get me back there.
These findings suggest
very interesting. Just very, very fascinating.
That among offenders with psychopathic traits, the traits, not substance abuse, are associated with criminal offending. And that includes members of this study, were 202 men with schizophrenia, and 78 of those men with primary diagnoses of psychopathy.
Mm-hmm.
That they looked at all these various configurations of substance abuse, schizophrenia, psychopathy, and criminal offending. And what they found was the biggest determinant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Okay. You can't talk either, so don't judge me. You had just as much wine at dinner as me, John. Yeah, but I can handle it because I'm a PhD. I'm just fucking sick of hearing about your PhD. I could have worked for CNN. Oh, yeah? You were asked to go to Milwaukee. Says that, you don't understand how journalism works, you idiot. Okay, that gets you into CNN. Everyone knows the pathway to CNN. It's Milwaukee. have another one, okay? Don't have another one. You know I finished the bottle.
Criminal offending was psychopathy
There
and
you
not
go.
schizophrenia
There you go.
and not substance
There you go. There you go. Let's wrap it up.
abuse.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
And there you have it. We're wrapping this up, Johnny. Come on, Dr. Johnny.
And so,
Bring
and
it
so
home.
Potty, my baby.
Most likely.
among offenders with schizophrenia,
Okay, we'll take a quick commercial break. Smash that like. I gotta let the doogies out to TT. You guys, we'll play our favorite hit from Hype Man Husband Shell RN, Don't Be a Dick, and I'll be right back.
Okay, let me move it forward.
Show has hit the fan.
Be sure to hit that thumbs up button for me, guys. Helps me dance out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back. It's just a free way to help me out. Today we're coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, and the Twitch stream.
Go to bed.
done a lot of research tonight.
I did a lot of research tonight.
Neurobiological correlates of violent behavior among persons with schizophrenia. This is by Knotts and Hodgkins. It's from
Knott's Berry Farm.
2005. It's from a journal called Schizophrenia Bulletin.
Fascinating.
This is on page 562. Quote, persons with schizophrenia who engage in violent behavior constitute a very heterogeneous population. Some display a history of antisocial behavior from a very early age. Others begin engaging in antisocial behavior around the time schizophrenia onsets. Others commit only one violent attack in their lives, while others behave aggressively only when acutely psychotic.
I do see
In other
over
words,
in their
what they're
chat
saying is
that she's being wished a happy birthday. So was Lauren's birthday just recently?
similar to what I just said.
So why do you have to re-say it? Why do you re-say everything? It was so boring the first time. It's gonna be even more boring the second time.
That a lot of violent behavior involves or tends to involve.
She is thinking like, John, okay, I think I don't appreciate you at all, but you might have to get a TRO against Lauren. Okay, because the way she's looking at you, I wouldn't fall asleep. I would sleep in a locked bedroom, sir. Allegedly. This is just my opinion.
Allegedly.
Okay, I think you're
Despicable.
but I'm worried for your safety now, sir. Allegedly, obviously, for
And the
fun.
research supports the idea that there's some
Every time he brings up violence and stuff, she's like,
I know it's the way she looks at him, but I mean, it's the awkward view that she has to look over too. The way they've got this set up. I mean, ugh.
look at her, looks like dick.
the antisocial component involved in schizophrenia and violence, right? So it's not the schizophrenia.
Violence. Sometimes is the answer.
It's not
Oh,
only
he's
it's not
short,
the substance
too.
abuse, it's this antisocial or perhaps psychopathic component or psychopathic traits that's really driving the violence.
Okay.
Now,
He can't stop. He cannot stop.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, you didn't scare me. You're awake.
Oh, you look cute. Yeah. Dave.
Thank you. I said I was going to kiss your wiener for not being Dr. John, just so you know.
Turn off the video. We gotta go.
We got to wrap it up. You look cute too. I have my flowers on display. Right behind, you can see it.
Yeah. Then wiener kissing flower.
Those are wiener kissing flowers. Yeah, they are. Okay, every day. As long as you never like Dr. John, you get the wiener kisses. All right, let's go. I'm bored. I'm bored. Yeah, I forgot I added that sound effect.
now,
Did he say happy birthday? Jill, did you say happy birthday? I don't know. Did I? Did John? Who said it?
I mean, I didn't even know it was her birthday. But not that I
don't
would know.
I'm bored. I'm bored.
does Nick Reiner is Nick Reiner a psychopath? I cannot
know.
answer that.
We don't know.
And you know, I don't know enough about him.
Not diagnosed.
I haven't interviewed
Not
him.
diagnosed.
I haven't interviewed him.
Lordy.
So freaking smug. Not diagnosing. Because clearly you've been called out on this before. She's like, not diagnosing. Haters. Haters.
You smug motherfucker.
What an odd way. I feel like I'm a psychologist now. Just reading all their weird things they do and say. Not diagnosing. And also, if you don't know, why are we here? Why are we here? I got to remind myself. what the name of this video was. We don't know. We don't know anything. We're not diagnosed, even though I'm pretty sure I've heard him diagnosed multiple times.
Repeatedly,
Okay.
over and over
But
again.
we're not diagnosing. No, we're not. All right, let's see.
Not
It's
diagnosing.
schizophrenia, addict, or psychopathy. Princeton psychologist
We'll
breaks.
just call it not diagnosing. Okay, let's get it to the end.
Anger,
We're ready for bed.
We are.
anger has a more significant influence on, according to him, on violent behavior than schizophrenia
Yeah.
or psychosis or any of them. And what do we know about the night that they were murdered?
Nothing. You know nothing yet. You just know what people are allegedly reporting and saying. You don't know anything.
That he was allegedly angry.
I mean, and also I'm looking at the chat. The Cynthia says, "You guys are looking great." I mean, are we looking at the same thing?
That is dad. And
At least you said allegedly.
there was an angry Nick Reiner at Conan O'Brien's.
Why does she call him Conan? At Conan the Barbarian's house. The Conan? You know the Conan? No, not Conan. Conan, you guys. Conan.
Christmas party.
This is what Albagon says. I'm going to quote him here because I think this is
Don did not care. It was like, your contribution is shit.
It's not enough.
It's shit. Okay? Don't cut me off again.
It's about the
Oh,
fact
God,
that
John.
years ago, when that person
We
cut
know.
me off, she could not handle my vulnerability and my raw emotion. And I'm
Nobody could ever handle that, Dr. Yawn. Nobody. Not
Still
even your
pissed.
wife.
Okay. Build a bridge. Okay. God.
It's interesting.
I think you would have the emotional maturity to move on 5 years later.
This is page 753. He says, quote,
753.
although in any one individual case, serious mental illness may be of greater or lesser importance with the population of violent individuals studied, it played a much less significant and less direct role than society has been led to believe. So in other words, schizophrenia, right? Psychosis
Yeah.
plays a much less direct role. I'm going to continue the quote. It is understandable that society would hope for a straightforward answer to the problem of violence. To be able to focus on a subpopulation.
Someone in the chat, in their live chat, just said something more profound than John has said the whole time. SP74I says, human beings are violent. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that sums it up. But be careful. You're sounding smarter than John.
Human
Might get
beings
us-
are scary. I do paranormal stuff too, and humans scare me more than the paranormal does.
D&D.
Cease and desist. You send a cease and desist.
i.e. schizophrenics, that can be fairly consistently identified, that is already stigmatized within the population as a whole.
Oh, there's Grayson. She's like, Grayson Yor says, it went up on podcast last night, guys. I didn't edit it, obviously, for obvious reasons. I don't
No editing needed.
know how. I only know how to do ghost edit, allegedly. Thank you, Chicken Head, for the 199. We're mind blowing, John. You're blowing our minds. Okay? You're making us want to blow our minds out. Wait, what?
And who may have fewer resources to counter such characterizations, either as individuals or group members, might help to contain our anxiety around the potential of being violently victimized. So what he's saying essentially is that people with schizophrenia are given a bum rap, and that this research isn't accurately reflecting the fact that schizophrenia does not have a significant correlation with violence, especially when you apply.
Grayson's anonymous account is in the chat. Allegedly, it's Beck.
Thank you so much, Mom One Interrupted, for your $9.99 super chat. She says, pretty sure they are using the phrase Princeton psychologist now because they no longer can get away with using forensic psychologist, because we all know he's not one. Very interesting. Yeah. And also, I think she likes to drop that he's a Princeton psychologist. And I actually think he did do sometime, I don't know when, but he did do some time at Princeton. And so he can legally use it. And I think you're right. He can legally say he's a Princeton psychologist, but he cannot legally say he's a forensic. So good catch there. And thank you.
Mick R412 says, Grayson Yor, at Grayson Yor, is the hardest worker in the biz. You're welcome, Gloria.
And this is becoming uncomfortable for me.
Apply it to models of aggression like the I-cubed model.
Yeah, you're doing the work
Which,
for him. You and Jolene's giving them advice on their podcast, and you're validating his credentials for him.
Just anger has even more.
Anger,
Yeah.
right. Anger is, in his mind, anger is, he calls it, it's a dispositional factor, dispositional force, because anger is more of a function of one's personality. Anger is one of the key elements of.
So what I'm getting at is schizophrenia isn't like that powerful of a defense. Is this what, I mean, this, I've been waiting for this Access Hollywood.
I was actually going to cover that in a future
Bad. The slurring's bad.
show.
But you brought it up at the beginning. So this Billy Bush interview, and I've been saying,
She's got the words up there so we can understand her. Wow.
I did. I read a part of the Billy Bush interview.
You guys say that?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. Kids, shut up, Lauren. Just let this end, Lauren. Let this die.
For next time?
So she is a fan of Billy Bush.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I mean, you're talking about anger though. Let's give a tease. We'll talk about it in the next one too. Access Hollywood 2016 interview with Billy Bush.
No, let's wait. We gotta hold back some material. We can't we gotta have some.
People are gonna
Drunky Poo, you're getting ahead of yourself. Just put the horses back in the stable. Drunky Poo.
Forget. We can rinse and repeat. We can bring it up again.
What was that, Lauren? You can rinse and repeat?
And this was becoming uncomfortable for me.
Kind of like what you're doing with this Nick Reiner story? Claiming you have new content or a new reaction when you don't?
Boom. Roasted.
Just rinse and repeat, guys. That's what's going on. Rinse and repeat the same thing. Nothing new. Rinse and repeat. Look how casual she's like, we can just rinse and repeat it. These fuckers don't know. They're stupid. It seems like they do not respect their audience.
We gotta hold back some material. We can't
we gotta hold back some material. I would have definitely edited this part out, Grayson. This makes them look even more scammery.
We gotta have some.
People are gonna forget. We can rinse and repeat. We can
Oh gosh, stop saying rinse and repeat.
It's
inappropriate. Stop saying that, please.
We can rinse and repeat. Yeah. These dumb gems don't know shit. They don't care. You're literally just reading from paper. And they're fucking giving us money, bro. Come on, we can rinse and repeat.
They won't
Let's
know
do it.
what rinse and repeat means either. Just come on.
bring it up again. Just give a little teaser. We're gonna go into it. We're gonna dig deep. But you're talking about anger here. That is anger right there.
Okay. Well, okay, fine. You want to read it?
No.
He's like, fine. You want to read it? You read it then. You read
No.
it. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
nobody
Yeah.
wants to read it.
I do. I've been waiting to talk this whole time, John. He's like, fine, go ahead. I'm going to plug my ears.
Read it. Please.
Access Hollywood 2016 interview with Billy Bush. We all remember when Billy
Look
Bush
how
was on
mad he
Access
is
Hollywood,
over
don't we?
here. Look how mad he is over here in the corner.
I wasn't a
Look at how mad he is over here in the corner. Over here we see you two are adorable together. No, you're not. Y'all are adorable. No, they're not. Mostly angry that he was dependent on his father. So, I mean, no, they're not adorable. They're anything but.
emotional kid who had problems, and I was not so fond of myself. That's what Nick Reiner says, I assume.
I mean, this is literally why people in their chat were like, Lauren's tipsy. No judgment, but she's clearly tipsy. And why Laura in her chat is like, are you okay, Lauren? No, she's not. I don't think she is.
Yes.
Okay, because that wasn't good. And then Billy Bush, he was fiery. The dad in the movie is this. Is that, are you saying?
Let me read.
Here we get Rebecca saying she's deaf tipsy, no judgment. That's where we start getting it.
Take it back.
See what happens when you take over the show?
I know it doesn't work. So I want to talk.
And I'm sure there was a fight after this. Like he's like, and they were saying you were tipsy.
See what happens. Let's insult each other, but laugh. So people think it's a joke.
They're adorable.
Okay.
They'll
This is
think
from the
it's
216
adorable.
interview with Rob Reiner, Billy Bush with Access Hollywood, interviewing Rob and Nick Reiner.
So here we have Rebecca enters the chat. As you can see in the live chat on the screen for them, it says she's deaf tipsy, no judgment. So Rebecca just pointed out, like,
And then people were saying, this person's saying, Mama putting her foot down, and then Becky says, nervous laughter.
she's definitely tipsy. Okay, let's call it how it is. Let's call it how it
nervous
is.
laughter.
They're sitting across from him. Nick says,
And then even their chat's calling them out. Nervous laughter. Ha ha ha. Nervous laughter. Or nervous.
Mama's putting her foot down.
I was an emotional kid, quote, I was an emotional kid who had problems and I was not so fond of
Another person said, nervous laughter.
myself. Billy Bush says he was fiery, talking about Rob in the movie. Nick says, talking about himself, not the character in the movie. Nick says, quote, I get crazy.
This is when I start screenshotting, like, I better save this because they're going to delete this shit. I'm glad I did because I'm pretty sure they deleted some of the comments, if not all, that I showed.
You don't want to set me off. Rob laughs when Nick says that.
For everyone, it's different. For me, the noise was basically.
So they did add this media. Thank you, Grayson.
Oh my God, we got some
for the one piece of media. Well over an hour in.
You know, living in the family that I live in and catching heat for that sort of stuff. And also just
being around.
So after Rebecca says she's deaf tipsy, no judgment, Hidden Crime says, at Rebecca 9311. Who do you think? What other drunk lady is on the screen? Hidden True Crime.
I guess. I mean, that's the
It'd be
people would
funny
like
if she would have said John. She's definitely tipsy. Who? John.
I think that's a real bigger deal than it actually is. But it's really like I was an emotional kid who had problems and I just was not so fond of myself. So I kind of, you know, had this sort of like.
He was fiery.
Can get
You
pretty,
don't roll these.
what to do.
Rob actually laughs. Like,
yep.
Is that a nervous?
Yeah.
Just laugh. Like, why is he laughing? Right. I mean, and also, by the way, that moment. So when your son says, I get crazy, you don't want to set me off.
Hi, baby
and you
girl.
like, and you laugh.
And then when Hidden True Crime says who, Rebecca says Lauren! Exclamation point. Like it's pretty clear who I'm talking about.
In a way, that's a moment. That's an emotion.
It's Jolene's editing. She's got a bubble head on the person on the left. So when they took it over to the clip of Nick, it made his head a bubble.
Bid for connection.
I agree.
And so by his father laughing it off and being like, right? That goes back to this issue of connection. Here's what Rob says in response, quote, we both can get pretty hot, and there were times when we did get hot.
So in other words, he sort of just, and then Cammie Day says, Lauren.
But I actually didn't know that you could play. I'm learning some stuff here with Jolene. I didn't know that you could play the video and then go in and go through the comments like this. I knew that the comments could play, but I didn't know you could scroll through them while this is playing. I thought you had to let them scroll on their own.
No way. What the hell? WTH. She's not tipsy.
It's inappropriate. And this is what Nick said.
And now all the gems are like, no, she's not tipsy. Lauren wouldn't dare be tipsy on camera. Never.
Uses it, says that's both of us.
Nick says later or around this time in the interview, quote, I was a real nut.
And then here comes B5 49er says, oh, that'll be the next thing the clingers cling to and have long video. Not the clingers. Not the clingers.
Are we clingers? We're Klingons. We're clingers.
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 I have a feeling that's something that they discuss with their subs. You know, they're haters, they're clingers, they're clinger-ons because everyone wants to cling on to this fucking train wreck. Who wants to bet that on Patreon? They're like, yeah, our haters, our stalkers, our Klingons. They're going to jump onto this.
They're calling us clingers now. We're trial tourists and clingers.
It's freaking weird. It's freaking weird. Shirley, thank you so much.
It's like when Sarah Boone said that, you know, her new nickname was Blame Boone. What? Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
For coming in with the 10. Says Jay, on another subject, I watched Drop Dead Gorgeous. Ooh, lucky you. That's such a good movie. And was wondering if Minnesota folks are the way the movie portrayed. Some, I think. I mean, obviously it's satire and embellished, but yeah, there could be little small towns. You get characters there. You know, we're not as murderous, most of us. You know, we're not murderous, but yeah, a little bit. Michelle's 3 voice. Thank you for the 199. Says Nick Reiner's going to send you a emotional support Molotov. Says She doesn't seem tipsy at all, in my opinion. And Rebecca's like, I was not trying to be disrespectful. Sorry, geez. I don't watch these folks ever. It's popped in my algorithm, because they're keep video after video about Nick Reiner.
But so you're saying
we'll
though,
get to it.
next time.
Yeah.
Things to look forward to next time. But thank you for reading that Access Hollywood
And then
2006
they're gonna lay on the I love you both. I love you. We love you. We love
interview
you.
with Bully Bush. We'll save
Bully Bush.
Thank you both.
Just say next time. Just say
You guys are so cute
this page
together.
here, Nick Reiner show part 4 miscellaneous. This is the page I've been looking forward to this whole show, probably because I like miscellaneous. And
Okay.
but so you're
we'll
saying
we'll
though,
get to it.
next time.
Yeah.
Things to look forward.
Oh my God. Now for a second, I feel bad for John. For a second, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, come on. When you're dealing with an alleged drunk person or someone who's like, ah. He's like, yeah, no, not now. Okay, yeah.
Do next time. But thank you for reading for this whole show, probably because I like miscellaneous. And
Okay.
but
Yeah, whatever.
Shut
All
up.
right.
so you're saying
we'll
though,
get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Sit
She's like,
back.
how's your structure?
next time.
Yeah.
Could
Things to look forward-
you just possibly sit back, please?
Do next time. But thank you for reading that Access Hollywood 2016 interview.
Look at him look at
The way he's
This is
looking
like
at
a
her.
freaking nightmare. I gotta screen grab this too. Oh my God. He is pissed. He's like, I'm reading from my paper, woman. Let me read. Let Johnny cook.
With Bully Bush. We'll save the rest. You're
Bully
saying
Bush.
though,
We'll get to
your Nick Reiner show
Bully Bush.
part 4 miscellaneous.
Repressed anger that has some violent component, you're probably not going to become violent.
Yeah. This page here, Nick Reiner show part 4 miscellaneous. This is the page I've been looking forward to this
Oh,
whole show,
Lord.
probably because I like miscellaneous. And
Okay.
but so
Yeah,
you're
we'll
saying
get,
though,
we'll get to it.
next time.
Yeah.
Things to look forward to next time. But thank you for reading that
And could you
Access
sit
Hollywood
back?
2016 interview
What-
with Bully Bush. We'll save the rest for later to next time. Next time. This is interesting.
What I
It's
do want to say,
He's even having to turn himself because she's sitting forward. Could you just sit back for a moment? Just sit back. Quit making us do these awkward angles.
is as long as we're talking about this point, is that one of the biggest cliches and truisms in forensic work and forensic science and forensic evaluations is really simple, which is that past violence begets future violence.
You just stole that. Violence begets more
Oh,
violence.
that's so deep, Dr.
You
Yawn.
just fucking stole that.
Get back
He's
to Brett.
so deep. Click. Let's give him some snaps for that. Oh, God, he's so deep. He's so deep.
Okay.
John, you a-hole. You didn't come up with that. You dick.
As I always say, as I've always coined the phrase, violence begets violence.
So that's what we're talking about here. And let's talk about, I want to read. So one of the first studies I talked about tonight was the Wallace.
Okay. All right. We'll have to finish this tomorrow, you guys, because we are almost at 3 hours and I got to go.
Okay, let's pop over and see where they're at. We'll finish it up over here, and we've got the chat up there. Oops, I've got it silenced, though, because I was looking at it while I was watching Jolene.
Right. Psychosis
Yeah.
plays a much less direct role. I'm going to continue the quote. It is understandable that society would hope for a
Guys,
straightforward.
be sure to give this live a thumbs up. And if you really like my content, if you could share it out there. Today, we're coming to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. But if you could share it to, like Facebook or TikTok or Reddit or your favorite message board. I don't know what other message boards there are out there. What is out there? What message boards do you guys go to other than Reddit? Is there anything else out there like Reddit? I don't even know. But anyway, if you could just share it out there, I would really, really appreciate it.
Analysis of schizophrenia and violence. Let's go back to that for a minute. And I want to quote Wallace too. I don't think Wallace understands.
Oh, yes.
I take
Let's quote Wallace.
it back. That Wallace kind of points to this issue indirectly. And here's what he
Here it is where she's saying, definitely not. I was drinking water throughout this entire episode.
says. A Persons with pre-existing predispositions to violent and criminal
Well, he
behavior
sounds like he's a little tipsy too. A person with pre-existing violence.
become even more prone to offending when they develop schizophrenia.
Hmm.
In other words, he says it right here.
It takes a violent person.
It's not
with
it's the predisposition.
It's not schizophrenia. It's the predisposition
To violence.
to
and
violence.
Right.
Grow in schizophrenia.
And so you could argue
She's
on,
definitely got some wine lips there.
on this point, you could argue that, for example, that psychopaths are more predisposed to violence as well because they have no remorse. They develop schizophrenia.
Hmm.
In other words, he says it right here.
It takes a violent person.
It's not it's the predisposition.
It's not schizophrenia. It's the predisposition
to violence.
To violence.
Right.
Grow in schizophrenia.
And so you could argue on this point, you could argue that, for example, that psychopaths are more predisposed to violence as well because they have no remorse, they have no
Right.
conscience, they have no empathy, right? The qualities or traits of a psychopath lead to violence for a lot of reasons, but that's why psychopathy potentially is a more influential element in violence than schizophrenia.
Brandy says, these are professionals. It's not a joke.
Schizophrenia may exacerbate the issues. An already violent person with an already violent psychopath. But it's not the symptoms of schizophrenia that necessarily, unless maybe it's command hallucinations or persecutory delusions, right? Like, it gets somewhat complicated in terms of all these elements all weave together. I think.
And I'm not really sure who Troublemaker Baker thinks they are, but this person says, Brandy in Indy says, aren't people generally diagnosed with schizophrenia in early 20s or before? Yes, generally. And this person's in trouble says, I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, wait, no, they're talking to Dee Dee. Oh, and they did. Oh, Dee Dee says parents can be blamed for illusions as often most trusted contact. I don't know what that means either.
If I were to end kind of with my final thoughts on this, the way I would describe this is
okay, and I've got this sped up. That was at 1.3, so that was a long ass pregnant pause that could have been deleted out there.
So it's good for me. It's going to come back to this idea that there's this predisposition to violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you, if you take these components, right, and you put them all together, how do you go from this predisposition to violence to murder in this case, right? And I think that what potentially, this would be my theoretical elaboration. I think you with Nick Reiner, I can see, we've talked about all these elements, right? I talked about the 6 components early on. I think this begins with developmental failure. This begins with maybe a failure of attachment.
And this is what the chat's getting from him. They're saying, so Nick was predisposed to violence rather than schizophrenia. This is what Dr. Yawn is getting at.
Maybe some failures in the family culture. Maybe there's a lack of connection. Maybe part of it's Michelle's postpartum depression.
Sure.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I mean, Dr. John, it could be anything according to you. You're just throwing out a bunch of your maybes.
Maybe there's some elements of depression when Nick's a kid. Maybe maybe schizophrenia is starting to crop up when he's an adolescent, right? When you have those types of developmental failures, I think it leads to a lot of frustrations that are not able to be resolved by, let's call it the ego. Let's call it the developing ego. So as we develop and grow up and develop our identities, the more mature and the more complex our egos are, the more resilient we become, and the more we're able to adapt to the world, and the more we're able to kind of to expand our thinking. So again, if we go back to the schizophrenia spectrum, on the far end of healthy thinking, part of that is the capacity to adapt to the world and to get feedback from the world and to adjust accordingly, rather than to make the world fit our perceptions.
Yes.
Right? That's mental health.
Right.
It's having the resilience to adapt and cope and let the world change you rather than trying to change the world to fit your ego.
Wow. Yeah.
And so part of developmental failure,
amazing
developmental rest is this.
advice. Let the world change you instead of it trying to fit your ego. Amazing.
This overwhelming frustration because you can't make the world become what you want it to become. And you can't resolve that frustration because you're too wrapped up.
Dr. John, can you stop people from talking about you? Can you do that? Can you put somebody on an ankle tether and put them in prison for free speech? Can we do that, please? Jeez.
And this notion that the world should conform to your desires, right? It won't. It never will. But part of the problem here is that when you can't resolve those frustrations, oftentimes children or adolescents will want their parents to do it for them. And when their parents can't do it for them, they become angry.
Well, I'm sure that this person is doing a lot of the moderating. Troublemaker Baker is one of the mods and a friends of theirs. She's an OG, and I'm sure they're doing a lot of the moderating and, getting rid of those pesky messages that they don't want out there. Those pesky comments of, what's wrong with you? Your face looks wrong. You look drunk. Those kind of pesky messages.
And
why are you a liar? Why are you a shit talker? Those kind of messages. Those annoying truth bombs.
Aren't meeting their needs.
Look at the way she's looking down the camera, too.
Their perception. That unresolved anger becomes rage. And that rage, particularly towards a parent that you want to resolve problems that can't resolve problems, that frustration towards a parent, oftentimes that rage becomes so overpowering that you push it out of conscious awareness, you repress it, right? And from that repressed rage, I think a lot of kids and adolescents, even young adults or adults, they develop these fantasies about destroying the frustrated parent or the parent that they blame for the frustrations that they've caused, right? There's this fantasy of destruction because the parent isn't meeting your need.
She's trying to send a note to Gray Bay off camera there, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do with this anger.
Yeah.
You blame the parent and you have this fantasy.
Love you, Dr. John. You are right on. These are some of the comments that we're seeing. Troublemaker Baker. And to be fair, no diagnosis is official, Troublemaker Baker says. I think it was just a different day. I don't blame families, but some aren't that good. I think it's the family of society. It came to a head when Friend went to Hawaii, got lots of handwritten letters from female Scientology.
Harming them. And here's the important point here in this story, right? All this repressed rage that you're trying to keep suppressed or repressed so that you don't have to deal with it and you don't act out on it, all that repressed rage potentially comes to the surface and it starts to come out. It starts to become unrepressed.
Here, this person wants to know, enough of this. SP741 is like, have we heard any of a diagnosis from an authoritative source? Like, does anybody who knows anything, have we heard anything? Are you reporting anything of any truth? And this person says, Troublemaker Baker says, no, not at all. From what I know, it's private information. All else is discussion.
Through psychosis, like schizophrenia, or through drugs, because drugs are a disinhibitor. So if you're doing meth, or you're doing alcohol, or you're doing a lot of drugs, that's when that rage is going to be acted out.
Yeah.
And if you throw in issues around personality disorders like psychopathy, now you have a really combustible combination. Now you have a really dangerous combination because you have all this repressed rage and you're angry at your parents because they haven't been able to resolve this problem for you, blaming them, even though it's on you. Part of maturity, right? Part of the story is about the failure to grow up.
Yeah.
Part of growing up is understanding that your parents aren't to blame for everything. Your rage shouldn't be at your parents. It should be at yourself.
Yeah.
And so what happens is this rage becomes unrepressed through either
I think Lauren's tired of them too.
Reality or drugs, or potentially from this violent ideation, this predisposition to violence that you have because perhaps you have some elements of psychopathy. And so what happens is exactly what happened here. When that anger and frustration reaches a boiling point, for whatever reasons, maybe they had a fight, about going back to rehab and Nick didn't want that. I don't know what the trigger was. There probably was a trigger or triggers. And this is years, by the way. So that the idea that I'm articulating here is years of this repressed rage that you see element.
And Jolene said at this point, there's like over 1,000 people in chat, and this is how fast it's moving.
It comes out in different places, right?
Yeah.
You can see it bubble out. You can see it kind of come to the surface. But this is the point where it's completely unleashed. And that's how you get this murder.
Okay. Thank you. To AJ, print that. Good luck
AJ.
with it too.
AJ?
Alan Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Our guy AJ.
He's off the case.
He's off the case. I know. But before he jumped off the case, he had to say, print that.
Oh, he said print that.
Print
It would
that.
be interesting to know if any of these top commenters were actually top commenters that were getting their comments deleted, right? The top 50 were actually, some of them were getting their comments deleted.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So to Alan Jackson, print that.
Print that. Baby.
There's our gray bay right there. Good night, Norma. Meth causes violence too.
Baby.
And good luck.
Yeah. He's not guilty. I mean, maybe he's not. Let's see their case.
Well, if by reasons of insanity,
right.
they
But
can
he's
pull
not-
that off. We'll see. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And hopefully next time, our Christmas tree will be down, but no promises. I love it. So we'll just keep it up to my birthday. And
Well,
all good.
our little guy loves it. And that's
I love it.
that's one of the reasons we have it up, because he says it makes him feel happy. So
he had the whole
Well,
end.
I mean, it is his last Christmas. Oh, did we just see an edit there? It was his last Christmas, according to Lauren. So why not leave it up for all year long?
he loves it. And that's
I love it.
that's one of the reasons we have it up, because he says it makes him feel happy. So
He had the whole anticlimactic feeling we often get once Christmas is over, feeling like, how can it just end so abruptly? So we went to the Nutcracker after Christmas, did a few Christmas festivities, and I've kept that Christmas tree up. So next time, though, it'll probably be down because I don't think I'm ready to decorate it for Valentine's Day.
he didn't, by the way, he didn't have postpartum depression. He had post-presence depression.
Dad joke. Psychologist dad joke. All right.
Yawn, he's a cut up. Post-present depression.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you. Have a great night.
Good night.
Awful.
People who have watched Monique and
Awful, awful, awful. Okay. That was Dr. Yawn. He's so funny. Dr. Yawn. He's a card and a half. Had to pull out the sun heartstrings there. Let us know that the little guy wanted the tree up because he has post-present depression or whatever he called it. God. What the chat is telling me is that they say they have it set to probably 5 minutes and their members don't really care enough to comment. I mean, it would be the most boring chat ever. Have you been in? I've been in a chat where they've set it where you can only comment every like 5 minutes or so. And like I said, I've talked about this before. Emily Baker, I love when there's a trial going on. I love when I pull up her chat, I pull up her and I listen to her, but I will go into a smaller content creator's chat and engage in their chat because I can't stand the way her chat flies. And even when you slow it down, then you can't, then it's like a huge delay on what you want to say. And I just find it really annoying, but, I wouldn't sit there for no money in the world, but I also wouldn't go on to other content creators' pages 2 months later and still make comments about, like, leave them alone. You're bullies. You're jelly from high school. And I just wouldn't do any of that for anybody, but they've got their gems. And they've got people that they have invested, they've, for whatever reason, have pulled them into their web of deceit, and they're full on there for it, and they're going to do what it takes. And yeah. And we think that Lauren's the only person out there, shit talker out there in the world. I'm sure there's hidden true gems that are sticking around that did the shit talking with her, right? When I had somebody, a content creator, coming after me, people would say, you know, darkness draws darkness, and even light draws darkness, right? So and this is, I'm not saying anybody's good or bad, but I'm just saying there's a reason why some of those people are sticking around. And one of them is they don't know. And the second one is they don't care. They're fine with the shit talking because they probably do it with her. They're probably the ones that made it fun for her, because we heard that, right? Remember the Christina TikTok that Christina released recently over on TikTok about Lauren admitting that she's a shit talker?
To record. Did I view her as a safe person at this time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Would you? I also felt the need to record it because, in my opinion, she has a tendency to misrepresent facts. With that said, here are some pieces I thought I would share.
I was an absolute loser without a podcast. Being overweight, depressed. My husband wasn't going to work. I loved him. I had my husband. You know what I mean? But like, I was an extra, and like, I had nothing. Okay. And I married that time. But like, we had a group chat where we talked shit, and it became a culture. And
No, honestly, like, there's something stupid, but like, I'm hearing someone that's not LDS. I'm not going to church. I don't know it's normal, like, and so like, my friends growing up, we didn't talk about that. I wasn't that person before that. I can honestly say that, like, once people said about growing up, like, Lauren never gossiped. I know. Lauren never gossiped. My younger teacher was like, I was always sure before I knew, like, this is who I thought I was. I'm feeling lost. I haven't been at 37. My dad's been cleaning my baby born. John's not doing well. We're suffering from injury. I don't have fun. Like, I lost identity, and I met these fine. And I put all my eggs in that basket, and they were shit caught, and it was funny. And it made me giggle, and I started participating, and it was for 5 years of shit caught. 5 years of
One of the lies she put out there in that one little statement that she gave to Christina. I mean, we showed you this, where in this video, she's saying she's the first person to know the gossip. The first.
I make a joke. Why am I always the last to know? Well, Victoria, it's because you live in a bubble. Like, if there's gossip at work, like, I didn't know this.
That's true. Yeah, you're just.
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I know people like you. I'm one of the first to know. No, just kidding. I'm like, tell me more. I'm here.
I make a joke. Why am I always the last to know? Well, Victoria, it's because you live in a bubble. Like, if there's gossip at work, like, I didn't know this.
That's true. Yeah, you're just.
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I know people like you. I'm one of the first to know. No, just kidding. I'm like, tell me more.
That is who Lauren Turd is. When someone tells you who they are, I think you should believe them. I really think you should believe them. So I really believe Lauren Turd. I believe Lauren Turd is for realsy when she says that she's a shit talker. I believe her, and I believe that she enjoyed it, that she giggled, and that she wanted to put a mother of four away and wanted to take her life away for it. She wanted to take somebody's life away for having the audacity to talk about actual truths about her shit talking. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm coming up on 3 hours. My goodness. It is so gross. It is so gross. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me. What do y'all think about Hella's getting ready to be on Hella's today? I don't know who's gonna be on Hella today. Who is it? Let me look really quick. I probably won't be there tonight. I will save it for tomorrow because I like to come at fresh eyes when I see stuff. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And I would be interested. I'm interested in knowing all the different angles. So yeah, bring it. Tell us. Tell me more. I'm fascinated. Okay, I'm going to take us out with the musical. Excited Utterance has a new musical out. Be sure to go and check out her latest musical. She is the one that brought us the Hidden True Crime. Actually, I'll do both of them. First, we'll do her OG one, the Hidden True Crime, the musical, and then I'll layer it with her newest one. We love Ola. Be sure to go and check her out. Everything that we view today, I will put over in the YouTube show notes. Today, we're coming to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So give us that love on the platform you're viewing us on. Thank you so much for being here, guys. No, I haven't listened to Lori in a while either. So yeah, it will. Oh, it's tomorrow. Oops, tomorrow. Check it out tomorrow. I want to get into the Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the nonsense that's been going on with her. She's copyright striking channels, and that burns my tushy. That gets my tushy going when people do that. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And I'm also working on a Florida Woman Friday. So okay, guys, if nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I do not care. I'm still going to tell you guys this. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Hey, everyone.
I've never been more nervous for a life in my entire life. And I've done a lot of lives. And this is not a lie or a show that I ever wanted to do or ever thought I would have to do. And this has been ongoing for months, what I have been dealing with. This is not drama. Hidden True Crime doesn't get involved in drama. We stay very clear from that, and those of you that know us know that. So I hope that nobody calls this drama ever again. In fact, it's so real life, what has been going on with my family and with me for months, that I decided to go to where I felt would protect me. And that was the courts and legal. And I filed a civil stalking injunction. Somehow someone decided to let Law and Crime know about my civil stalking injunction. Law and Crime decided that they deserve to have cameras in the courtroom while I am explaining what my family has been going through for months. That Law and Crime, I don't know, is it a slow true crime month? They thought that my family find it, I had to dismiss my civil stalking injunction. And I find it disgusting that anyone would want to do that to me or my family. I wanted to keep this private. I wanted to keep my pain and the bullying and the abuse and the harassment and the defamation and the pain that I have been dealing with behind the scenes for months. I wanted to keep it private, not live stream to millions of people watching war and I'm gonna take back my narrative, and I'm gonna own my narrative, and I'm gonna tell you everything tonight. We're gonna go through every filing, we're gonna go through a lot. My hand has been forced, I am very uncomfortable sitting here. Do you wanna know wrath of a mother?
Here I am.
Hey everyone, welcome to Websleuth's YouTube Live. My name is Trisha Griffith, and right here to my left is author and text Bug Nugget the First, Offie for short, and this little guy is supposed to be a wiener dog, but he's more like a meatloaf. It's Scrappy Joe. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody, there was somebody else that went on this horrific journey with Lauren Matthias, and that was her producer, Grayson. We've gotten to know Grayson through the courthouse live streams that Lauren has done. You know, she feels like family now, and she was right there with Lauren all the time. I mean, this tore Grayson apart too. She went through it with them, and it affected her, and it changed her. Grayson is coming on our live stream to talk about her journey and what happened. Everybody, please welcome Grayson. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm good. It's been a really long, it's been a long 6 months.
And that's how long this has been going on, is 6 months, right?
Yeah, it kind of started in April. It really started really awfully in June. And it's been kind of just accelerating since then. It's gotten really scary. Before I say much, I do want to say that I don't speak for Lauren, I don't speak for hidden true crime. I'm here on my own accord, this is me, this is my opinions. Just like the stalker's attorneys wanna claim free speech when there's in fact a lot of things going on there that aren't free speech. I'm using my First Amendment right tonight to talk about what I've been through, what I've witnessed Lauren go through. I believe it was April 9th. Lauren was confronted in the courthouse by the stalker who let her know that her private messages were being released, and they were horrible. We went into the courtroom, we were proceeding as normal, and she was like, I gotta go, I can't do this. I remember seeing her break down in the elevator in a way I never seen her break down before. So we went back to our house, and then that kinda catapulted. It kinda just ramped it up after that. In June, I was told people wanted Lauren's head on a platter, and then the TikTok account started shortly after that, and they seemed to just escalate over time. They were very veiled threats, very kind of vague, but like very much so controlling, right? Like you're causing somebody fear. You're like essentially in a way like blackmailing them. The filming of us did start in April. I started being filmed consistently at court. It's very uncomfortable, it feels threatening. Most days I'd have to like start to kind of find somewhere more private for us to sit as it escalated, so that way she could do it. Because it just became uncomfortable for her and felt threatening. Making statements to people very high in our industry about Lauren. People had called us, people have called me Lauren with film because she was being filmed and it was escalating. It was scary, and again I wasn't there for that. I believe I caught the end of her talking to the bailiff because I couldn't find her, and I went and looked for her because by this point I was getting a little bit worried about some safety concerns, and they seemed to just escalate over time. They were very veiled threats, very kind of vague, but like very much so controlling, right? Like you're causing somebody fear. You're like essentially in a way, like blackmailing them.
And so, yeah, I don't necessarily know where we want to go from here.
Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you.
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Helps me go out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out.
With you tonight, and it feels fine. Feels fine. Baby, I'm dancing with you tonight. Here in the blue, I'm dancing and falling out, hoping for some time with you.